Iran is just like hitting all of our allies. Now the new talk is that we only have, and this is the craziest shit to me, we only have a week's worth of missiles left. That's what they're saying. We only have a week's worth of missiles left to defend our allies. Tinfoil hat.
Oh, what the f*** guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted.
And welcome to Tinfoil Hat live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. That's right, Wolfpack Gold. Just go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code TINFOIL, and you too can get in on the Precious Metals game for as little as $50 a month. Send them right to your house. Very exciting. Very excited to have some of the legends of the show back in the studio. I think they've probably done more studio shows than anybody else. They're on a Cali tour right now, hitting up all the big shows. Very excited to have them here. Please welcome Jay and Jay Dyer. How are you?
Good, man. Glad to be back here. I think this is like our 7th or 8th time with you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's always a blast. One of the funnest podcasts to do for sure. We always crack up. And I was re-listening to you and Jamie Kennedy actually 8 months ago. That was a really funny episode.
I love Jamie.
We were dying laughing at that episode.
I love Jamie. He's a very brave man for wanting to
He was like blown away when I impersonated him in the interview. He was like, "That's not my laugh," and I'm like, "Well, show me how to do it." And he goes, exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on, dude."
Impersonations are so amazing to me. They had Frank Caliendo on, whose show was it? Andrew Santino's. And I was like, that guy was nailing it all. And you can do great impressions.
Are you good at any?
No.
Can you do Trump?
Yeah, who can't do Trump?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's the easiest one.
Yeah, that's the easiest one.
Yeah, Trump's
Bush
like
is
Christopher
easy.
Walken or something.
Yeah,
Trump
Bush is easy too. Obama's somewhat easy. But man, the guys who could really do it, it's like truly amazing. Again, you've been on the show a bunch of times, but real quick, where can they find you guys and promote?
Website's jasonalsis.com, and then my wife, Jamie Dyer, she also does a YouTube channel and a conspiracy-based podcast as well. She's been writing and vibing in this domain for many years also, and her podcast is Jamie Hanshaw Dyer on YouTube, and you go to my shop there in the website, and you can get Jamie's books and my books there. And Esther Hollywood Part 3 is finally out. I think last time we were on, it was almost out, but it wasn't out. But now it's out.
How many books you got, guys?
I've written 4. She's written 3.
Wow. I barely read that many books. So one thing I want to ask you guys about, we can get into anything you want to get into, is kind of in this place right now where like conspiracies seem to be in. People tend to not call them conspiracy anymore. They're called facts. Is there a part of you that is like, this is great, but could it be bad for business? Meaning that if everyone's talking about it, what is going to be the unique thing that we talk about?
That's an interesting question. And you've been doing Tinfoil Hat for what?
9 years.
9, yeah. So,
this year will be, in December will be 10, which is crazy.
Yeah. So, I got into conspiracy stuff in 2003, maybe a little bit earlier. I wrote a book about the UN, United Nations being a socialist thing. Listened to Alex Jones 2003, Loose Change, all that stuff. So back then with Google Video and like message boards, nobody was into conspiracy stuff. It was like the nerdiest of the nerdiest dudes that were into that. So to see this kind of be super mainstream now, basically the biggest shows out there, biggest podcasts are largely conspiracy based, is wild. And to be able to talk about places in the Middle East, which you couldn't talk about for so long. I think that there's a glut in the market because everybody and their aunt has a podcast. It's really weird. But I think that if you don't have something unique to offer, if you don't have like solutions, that kind of stuff, you're going to fall by the wayside because like if everybody has a conspiracy podcast, nobody has a podcast. So
yeah. Now, Jamie, any thoughts on that?
Well, on one hand, we're being vindicated now that all of these Epstein files is coming out, and just how all of the information is becoming more widespread acceptable. But like he said, on the other hand, you watch people soar past you that get a lot of things wrong. So you can be like super frustrated at that.
And some retard on TikTok's like already at 1 million followers. Like you've been talking about this shit for like 10 years.
It's so weird, right? It's really weird. You know, you guys are probably dealing with the same thing we deal with, which is tombstone algorithms. And that is that, you know, they don't forget. They're like, hey, man, we're open-minded. Come talk about it. And then they're like, yeah, but we haven't forgot about you.
Yeah, we know what you said.
You caused all this. Yeah. And we're going to still pound on you why shiny object person just flies by. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So the question I have for you, now, you know, I've gotten into debates with people on my other podcasts. So the whole thing is, there's so much misinformation, so much disinformation out there. I don't quite know what the difference is in those two things, but I hear about it all the time. But the question becomes, would you rather, and this might seem like a pretty obvious answer, but sometimes it isn't, but would you rather have a hyper paranoid population that could get some stuff wrong, or a population kind of like in the year 2000? A lot of people sleep, a lot of people trust in the government and all that stuff, but there isn't this push of all this, what you would say or anyone would say is misinformation, disinformation. So the question is, what is better for humanity and the country, a paranoid population or a very trusting population?
That's a tough question. I think a lot of people can't handle a lot of the information that's come out. And even with all of the most extreme elements of the Epstein stuff that's vindicated everything that we've talked about in the conspiracy domain, from like human consumption to blackmailing the world leaders to it being a Rothschild associated thing, like all of that vindicates everything that we talked about. But then within like 1 week of that dropping, you get, oh, well, now there's a new Iran war, so forget all of that stuff. It's all been pushed to the wayside, probably partly by design. I mean, I know they had the war kind of in the plans in the works for a while, but it's a perfect way to distract from all of that coming out. I said that like right away, but I think a lot of the population can't handle it, and unfortunately they've been kind of deracinated, desensitized. They then just scroll to the next thing. It's like, scroll, oh, here's a war in Iran and people are getting blown up by drones. Oh, here's a giant bot. Oh, here's a giant cat, AI cat that's,
Do you think that's why they're releasing the files like that, like little by little, so that we can kind of take it in and not be so like...
I mean, if you dump it all at one time, everyone can focus on it. If you pick your times, you dump it. Like, hey, Iran war, here's a little dump over here while everyone's looking over here. Mm-hmm. And then they can say they did it, and then everyone's distracted.
Or also, did they release all of this as a, deracinating, demoralizing thing? Be like, look, yeah, here's all your billionaire political leaders involved in the worst stuff, and nobody gets in trouble, so here's a giant middle finger to you.
Or do you think the war is like a thing where like, yo, we're at war? Are we really going to worry about pedophiles?
No, but yeah.
Like, we're at war. Come on. Like, I'm at the same time, like, I'd rather not die than arrest
even
them,
Trump
to be honest.
said that. Trump was kind of, when he was beginning to veer in the worst directions possible, he was like,
why are we talking about this guy Epstein? What's the problem? Get over it. Come on, this guy Epstein. Probably the best guy out there, probably. Good guy, great guy.
Come on, I've been working on it. Everybody can do a Trump, but not everybody can do a good Trump.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That was fire. Yeah, so that's it. Like, obviously I have friends of mine that have very, very, very popular comedy podcast, and they've been getting a lot of heat, particularly from the left, particularly from left comedians and content creators that Trump is in office because of them. They are the reason we're in this position, which makes me laugh. I don't want to load the question to give me the answer I want, but is there? Do you have a feeling that these podcasts had something to do with that, or since you are into the occult and all that stuff, it was Trump like preordained? Like I have a feeling like this is all a part of a script. Even like the Joe Biden shit, like Trump got screwed, Biden's in, and then he does all the things that Trump is having a reaction to. You got all these books written about him, Little Baron Trump, the last president, the king of the Jews, all this stuff that he's either not directly mentioned, but it's pretty obvious it fits his profile. Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, it could go either way. Like, you could have a situation where they kind of corralled and nudged him in different directions, the establishment. If you remember the previous, when he ran for the first 4 years when he was in, the CIA was constantly talking about, like, we can nudge him in this direction, or we take him out, or we do this or that. So I think they try to corral and control him. That makes more sense to me than it being completely controlled, because a lot of the stuff that he did, he didn't have to do that stuff. Like, if it was just all fake and gay, like, they could have they had a much easier route that was all fake and gay, and he did many things that did damage a lot of the international technocratic elite stuff, which I don't think if the goal was to get all this in place, and a lot of these elitists, they've said, like, in the last several years, like, we're behind schedule. Even Brzezinski said before he died, like, the global elite plans have been set back to 10, 20 years. So they can readjust and they have AI way more advanced than what they've given us. So I'm sure they can do all the different actuaries of, like, okay, well, if he does this, what do we do? So I think it's more sensible that they kind of just corral and nudge them in different directions, and then who knows what kind of things were said. But also in one of his first books, I can't remember if it's Art of the Deal or one of the other ones, like back in the 80s, in the first chapter, he says something like, I was studying Kabbalah under one of these New York Kabbalist guys. Yeah. I don't think that Trump is, like, super deep into esoterica. I think he just sees it like a lot of people do.
Connections?
Like Madonna, it's connections, and it's like, self-improvement, and, I want to go to the Kabbalah Center and, improve myself, make some business connections. It's probably like that, because, again, Trump does not come off as, like, an esoteric master, like some sort of, wizard or something like that. So I think he was corralled, but also there could be another scenario, where there was much more planning involved that, scripted this. I don't know.
We just did a 2-part show on my channel called Internet Hate Machine. And I kind of went back
That's a great name for a band.
The beginning of like 4chan. You remember 4chan, 8chan, those websites, because it came out in these recent Epstein files that Jeffrey Epstein was a big poster on Political and 4chan. And Ghislaine was a big poster on Reddit. Mm-hmm. So you have Epstein kind of guiding the hard right and Ghislaine guiding the hard left on Reddit, right?
Wow.
So we talked about the movie V for Vendetta and all the predictive programming in there. They had the vaccines, the blowing up of the parliament, the taking down of the government, the idea that you are now a vigilante justice person because you're V. Right, and that was a big symbol for Anonymous on 4chan is the Guy Fawkes. Right?
Yes.
Who was the original fall guy for this plot that had a lot more intricate details than just a couple guys wanting to blow up. Right? So we followed that. V for Vendetta, 4chan, and actually Chaos Magic. Have you heard of that? I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So
for those who haven't, what is Chaos Magic?
So this,
for XG.
So
yes, I have
the
to know.
idea that you can affect things in the mundane world with your imagination. It's basic magic, but it's a lot of like sigil making, symbolism, charging symbols with your sex juices. And so they were big into this on 4chan at the time that like Trump was starting to become a candidate against Hillary. And if you know anything about the internet culture, 4chan culture, a lot of it has to do with absurdity. right? So who is the most absurd candidate that we can back? And Pepe, right? So that's another interesting part is they took Pepe and he became this like symbol of
meme magic,
Nick Fuentes stuff.
Right. So there is a lot of occult things going on in just the political board of 4chan. Like that's where we get that flag that has the brown and pink, like the whole rainbow flag. That was made as a joke. And then the left took it and it became
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The trans flag was a joke?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because if you put 4 of them together, it makes a swastika.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of this underground stuff is just because it's absurd and they wanted to see if they could get their candidate in the White House through meme magic.
It's almost like the original version of going viral. Because like going viral, literally, it's like we're in this weird place in society where the only things we see are the things that go viral, and those are the extremes and absurd. So it becomes like this is the norm because it's the only thing we see. And then now everyone's acting like a retard.
Yes.
You know, it's like there's something going to happen with these influencers because it's getting crazy. Like, I don't mind, like, when they have the boxing going on, you have a rapper versus the gypsy. What's his name? The guy.
Tyson Fury?
No, it's like Gypsy.
Gypsy?
It's like the guy that just goes on these streaming sites and people pop up and he just calls everybody the N word.
Gypsy Crusader.
Gypsy Crusader. Yeah. They had a big boxing match there. So like that stuff is like in its place. I don't mind it. Like I've always said, like society should be like The Wire, the show, and we just should find like 5 blocks and be like, influencers go there, do whatever stupid shit you want to do there. If you're in there, you're going to be affected by influencers. Anything outside here, we beat your ass and throw you in jail. Like that should be the rule because you're not, but it's like now they're harassing people. They're physically violent with people. Like this one guy in New York, I don't even know how you think that's a good idea. He would just run up to random people and DDT them.
Whoa.
That's where you grab them by the back of the head and go, boom. And that's done on a canvas that goes in, and not on the concrete. And somehow they thought that was a good idea and he would become famous off that. And then we also see that influencers now do something so big that everyone talks about, and then they go to jail for 10 years. And it's like, it's the craziest way to operate. But going back to your original point, yeah, I mean, it's super interesting what is real and what is fake and gay.
Well,
everything's fake and gay. But hold on. So the funny you said that because we were just at a coffee shop and there was this giant poster and it had a picture of Andy Warhol and it was quoting him saying, in the future, everybody will have 15 minutes of fame. And I was like, dude, that's actually, and he was funded by the CIA, by the way.
Oh yeah, a long leash.
Exactly. And so I think him, also there's a great clip that's gone viral on YouTube of Jim Morrison back in like the 70s, right before he died.
Dude, that's so
and he's like,
prescient.
I see in the future, there will be one guy standing there on a stage and there's like a lot of electronics. I see like a lot of electronics and turntables and like he's like a DJ. He's like predicting like techno DJs like back in the 1970s. And so point being is like, I think that again, the CIA creates culture. Other entities do as well. Obviously corporations, they all work together. They create that toxic culture that they put out. And there was a NATO cognitive warfare document that came out a few years ago. We did a podcast on that on my channel. And in that document, that whole section on internet trolling as a form of warfare, cognitive warfare, and actually turning people, it says, if you can get enough people arguing and rage baiting each other, eventually what happens is everyone turns into nihilistic trolls and nothing ever gets done other than like everybody just hating everybody on the internet.
Welcome to Twitter.
That's NATO's plan, and that's exactly what it is now. It's like literally just everyone just hates everyone. Like
put out enough weird videos of Netanyahu, and you'll have everybody just.
Johnny,
what about that
Johnny
new,
bet the house on that.
Have you guys seen that new Jewish guy? That's all AI. He's been going viral. He has like 1.8 million things, and he says like kind of like real like Jewish.
He doesn't exist. You mean like he's? What do you mean?
He's all AI. I'll look him. I'll pull him up right now. Let me find him. But he's some guy that's just all AI, and he says like real Jewish things, like what Jewish people do. But he's obviously pushing the narrative to make the Jewish people look bad, and everyone's loving it. But it's all AI. Where here, I'll pull it up.
That's Ari Shafir's job. Why he's looking at you? Want to say something, Jamie?
Well, he mentioned that part of this was the deracination of people and like clumping them into these cult-like groups. And it came out that Steve Bannon, who was a close friend of Jeffrey Epstein, who became big during like Gamergate, he realized that he could take these groups off 4chan and weaponize them basically. So then you have January 6th and you have like these revolutionary type attitudes that came from the lonely incel boards on 4chan.
Oh, that's a perfect like place for feds to draw from is the incel.
Yeah.
Forums.
They do that with like in Buffalo, Tonawanda, is that the name of the city? But it's like they just found a bunch of lonely Muslims and just like they didn't even do anything. They just like handed them guns and like he's got a gun, you know. And then there's there's Islamic threat in the.
Have you guys seen this guy yet? He's just some
the AI rabbi.
The AI rabbi, and he just says crazy Jewish shit that's like super out of pocket, and you're like, holy crap! But it's all fake.
The rabbi.
And look,
AI.
he has 1.3 million views. 1.3 million followers. That's
yeah,
wild.
but you know, again, is it that everybody's running to check him out, or are they promoting him? So because all these a lot of platforms do this, they'll find somebody and they'll just throttle his viewership up. And then everyone's just scrolling, and they're like, "Whoa, this guy's got like 2.5 million views. Let me check it out." And that's kind of how and that is the future. You know, the future used to be the industry. They would decide who got on the Tonight Show and all that stuff. The future will be freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. And YouTube, Instagram. They will control who's famous and who's not famous based on who they'll allow to be seen. Johnny, who's been telling everybody about Precious Metals Forever?
We did, bitch!
That's right, dude. And that's why we want you to check out our good friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. Let me tell you about Wolfpack Gold. If you're paying attention, you know that de-dollarization is real. Fiat is fake, and you don't want to be left holding the bag when the dollar collapses. Gold and silver has been money through all of recorded history and are an excellent way to protect yourself from inflation and geopolitical turmoil. That's why I trust my friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver for all things precious metal. Veteran-owned and an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. No transaction is too big or too small, and you can even roll over your 401k or IRA into physical gold and silver. And if you think you can't afford precious metals, think again. With the Wolfpack monthly membership program, you can get gold and silver delivered directly to your door for as little as $50 a month. Wise Wolf Gold and Silver also deals in and accepts Bitcoin. So go to samtripoli.gold, promo code TINFOIL at checkout to receive free constitutional silver. And remember, in the world of bulls and bears, be the wolf. All right, guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our good friends at Home Chef. Listen, this time of year, when it's cold and dark by dinner time, all I want is something warm, comforting, and easy. Home Chef has been my go-to cozy home-cooked meals without the hassle, from easy oven-ready meals to hearty, satisfying recipes that make winter dinner feel effortless.
Home Chef makes cooking simple, fresh food delivered, easy recipes to follow, and meals that actually taste great. And people really love it. Home Chef is rated #1 by users of other meal kits for quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. They've worked with chefs like Gordon Ramsay, love Gordon Ramsay. Now they're partnering with Giada de Laurentiis, bringing restaurant quality recipes straight to your kitchen. You'll find these chef-inspired recipes across Home Chef's culinary collection. They've got classic meal kits and express options, each designed to help you feel confident in your kitchen. Whatever kind of day you're having, Home Chef has you covered. They've got classic recipes with fresh ingredients. They've got 30-minute meals, oven-ready trays, and even quick microwave lunches. There's even a dedicated family menu for easy 4 to 6 serving dinners. And it's not one size fits all. Home Chef has over 30 meal options each week with choices for different diets and tastes. Plus, it's affordable. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries.
All right, for a limited time, Home Chef is offering our listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. Go to homechef.com/tinfoil. That's homechef.com/tinfoil for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. homechef.com/tinfoil. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. And we thank them for sponsoring the show.
I want to ask you a question because kind of like Jamie Kennedy, it was the same situation where he was coming up in the 90s in LA doing it the old legacy way. Where you had these gatekeepers that are like, you know, studio executives and producers.
Yeah.
And now it's like the algorithm is the gatekeeper. So from your perspective, like which method and route, were there pros and cons either way? Like what is it just no different really?
Well, you know, it's so funny. I was just literally talking to someone about this. It's like, you know, everybody hates the industry because in around the 2000s, right? And I can kind of pinpoint it to one moment where I realized things had changed, and that was when Britney Spears was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Because up until that point, Rolling Stone kind of had this kind of, you know, like I don't want to call it punk rock, but kind of like, you know, anti-establishment.
Yeah.
It was like the established anti-establishment where you were going to get like the real good scoops and stuff. And then one day I see Britney Spears on it, and I go, "Oh, this is like a different thing.
Yeah.
This has a way different vibe." And that's kind of when everything started changing. And what changed there is the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Louis Anderson, a very long time ago, said this. He goes, the difference between when I came out, which was like the 70s, 80s, was that the artists decided what was art. And the industry worked with us. And then at some point, the industry said, "Nah, f that. We're going to decide what art is, and you're going to do art for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll decide what goes on." And that's really what happened. So, but one thing I will say about the industry is, as you know, and again, there's the industry way before the 2000s that gave us a lot of great movies, a lot of great art, great television shows, and you know, there seemed to be more about meritocracy back then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they didn't pick and choose like certain people. You're like, why were they famous? You know, but you know, if you were really good, you had a good chance. And then in 2000, it shifts. And I remember looking at like, I was at like a festival or something, and I was looking at the industry and I was looking at the comics. I'm like, they look exactly alike. They're like the same people, just one's in front of the microphone, one's behind the microphone. So it became a promoting of themselves. The one thing I will say is that they would allow great comics to come through, like Bill Hicks or Doug Stanhope or Dave Attell. Those guys could still get through. They understood the importance of having that type of person out. These AIs, they don't do any of that shit. Like, you know, yeah, Ben Banks, he's doing really well, but he kind of fits into this thing, and I'm a fan of his. This isn't anti him. That, you know, you blow up on Instagram for 4 reasons. You're either doing dumb, sex, violence, or pissing people off. Those are the 4 ways you blow up, you know. And Ben, just like Leonardo, it's their opinion. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose. It's their opinion, and they're getting a lot of traction because everyone's sharing their stuff, rage baiting on it, and God bless them, you know. But those are few and far between, you know, and they're not getting anything going in the industry. You'll never see Leonardo get a Netflix special. You know, and that's not anything against her because she's a great comedian. She's a great writer. But she's had to do it all her own. So to me, what is better? Like there's good and bad. Like, you know, if you didn't make it in the old way, which was get on Carson, get on a sitcom, get in movies, you were either a writer or you just disappeared. Now, like us, we can find our own way and get our own fans, and we're blessed that they support us, and we can make a good living being ourselves. I've always said that is like one of the big changes came when Death Squad came. Yeah. Is that me? Oh, yep. Sorry, dude.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, Mom's done. Never talking to her again. When Death Squad came on, because it had Joe Rogan on it, it was like the first time these group of artists in the podcast world were kind of doing their own thing, not giving a shit about what the industry thought. It was more about their art and what they wanted to do. Some of them wanted to get on television, and they eventually did, but it was really about what they wanted to do. And that to me was the beginning of the end. I'm not saying it's the sole reason, but it's one of those things that popped up that the industry couldn't control. But they allowed some people through. Joey Diaz got a lot of stuff going. You don't see that anymore. I mean, so the question is, it depends on what you're talking about. We can work now. You talk about, and you started in 2003. Good luck being a conspiracy theorist trying to make a good living.
No, back then,
right? It was done. It was like Art Bell, Alex Jones, or get the, So now we can't. But are you going to get the opportunities that a pop comic gets, or a very attractive young female comic gets on Instagram? It's not happening. There's nothing we can do about it. So you just got to keep working.
So it's the new overlord is the algorithm.
Dude, 100%. Yesterday on YouTube, my doom scrolling show, right in the middle, towards the end of the feed, just got taken down.
Right.
So I called Johnny because he knows about this stuff. He scrambled around. He found out that the AI got mad at an AI video of a squirrel crawling into this woman's mouth. Her mouth obviously unhinges and lets the thing in, and they were like, "Oh, you're showing footage of people being cruel to animals." And I'm like, we've done that every episode, and it's an AI, and she unhinged, and the thing crawled into her mouth. Like, what are you fucking talking about? But that's what we're dealing with. Like, they're sassy. The AI is a sassy progressive.
It's a sassy bitch.
Did the AI know it was AI, or did it think it was real? I thought it was real.
No, it thought it was real.
Oh, so AI can't detect AI. That's what I've been saying. How long till AI can detect AI? In
AI
court,
is like
AI's boomer.
In court
AI
is when it's going to get scary. Who cares about a YouTube video getting pulled down?
AI is like a smoke detector to black people. It can't detect other AI.
AI is like your boomer mom who thinks that Netanyahu floating over the Middle East
but
is
let's
a
be
real
honest,
video.
I get got all the time. I send videos to people and they're like, "That's AI," and then I'll look into it.
No,
and
everybody 40 and under can detect it. Everybody 40 and above is like, "Why is Netanyahu flying? Is it the Raptor?"
Jamie, you've been wanting to say something, I think.
No.
Okay. So it's issue to issue. It's like it depends on what you find important. I do think one thing that's happening that probably would be good for you is that the age of independent movies is now about to explode. Like before, good luck getting anything made in Hollywood if you didn't fit what they wanted. Now, because nobody's watching their crap, right? That they're just now finding independent movie producers who made a great movie and they're buying the movie. Now you go, well, that means you have to fund it yourself, but you get to decide what's in the movie.
Right.
And then there, it's like me and my buddies just sold our movie. So it's like, I'm making a movie and I'm functionally illiterate. You know what I'm saying? So good for me. We have this idea for an AI movie. We're going to have AI write it, and then we're going to make a human. Then I'm going to pay somebody to punch it up. And it's like, someone like me couldn't do that anymore in the past. Now I can. Now you can go, is that good or bad? I go, we'll see. I just think we're about to enter like a 70s era level of movies. We're going to get back, because the industry wants you dumb. Just compare like daytime television to like all these great podcasts out there. It's just monkeys throwing shit against the wall,
right? And
some great conversations.
Absolutely.
They want you dumb and stupid. They want to saturate you in stupid, so you have no clue what's going on. And then you have really smart over here. So now it's starting to change, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, we've been watching a lot of big content creators become like daytime television all rolled into one. So they're like the news, the conspiracy, the entertainment, and they also fight with each other. So it's like Maury Povich. So these characters encapsulate the entire idea of what you would see on a soap opera or
all of that shit from the
Jerry
90s,
Springer.
right? Like, remember Jerry Springer and remember Maury Povich and all the, like, Sally Jesse Raphael. And then you would have eventually, you had the Daily Show, which came around in the 2000s. And then now it's like you've got a Candace who is all of those things at once. You go on Piers Morgan and everybody's screaming and yelling. And it's like online Jerry Springer. It's like everything is coalescing into, like, who can be all of those things at once.
Well, it's also archetypes in a weird way, right? Like we see the world through archetypes. And when you work outside that, you make people think. It's like, how easily digestible can you get, right? And like, again, in comedy, the minute you make, like, this is why I struggle all the time, is because the minute you make somebody think, it takes heat off your fastball.
Oh.
So everything now is demographic mascots. And if you actually took their comedy, you'd be like, that's not that great. But that demographic doesn't care because that's their person. And they're like, we love you. And it's just, it is what it is, man. You know, that's another thing that I think was great about the industry. They had a little bit of like, okay, we're not going to let dog shit come through. Like the comics now, they're playing theaters. Like a lot of them, if they came up in the 90s, they'd all be corporate gigs. They'd all be doing corporate comedy. But now, because the industry's gone, and again, the algorithm is pushing like stupid.
Yeah.
They're just selling out everywhere they go. And it's weird what people want to spend their money on. Right? I mean, it's like, let's go watch someone throw monkey shit against the wall. But it's your money and you're working hard. There's also that, like, I'm just talking too much. But the point is...
Have you seen the AI fruit videos?
No.
Like on TikTok. So the AI will write a little 5-minute soap opera, but it's like fruit and vegetables.
Oh, you've seen those, Sam.
I just saw one about 2 eggplants who knock up did you see that
Yeah.
one?
Those are exactly what she's talking
I've never
about.
seen
Yeah,
that.
so those are getting huge now.
Baby comics are getting huge.
Are they paying for? Is TikTok paying nicely, like well for the AI content? Like if you make AI content, are they like, here's normal money as a?
I've heard they don't pay well. And I've always,
When they realize it's AI?
at all. I mean, I don't know, but I
Can't imagine
remember
there's a difference.
I got my first TikTok account got banned for talking about chemtrails geoengineering, which is
That's
in the
so
news
crazy.
it's everywhere in the past 2 days.
It's so crazy,
So it's
dude.
like I hate TikTok, but
I mean,
What is baby comedian? Baby comics? What is
yeah,
that?
they make like babies in diaper, like they're
sounds
more like
terrible.
infants.
But they're telling jokes?
Yeah,
they're doing
Like
stand-up.
baby jokes, but
They
like
had this
baby
black
jokes.
baby was like, you know, my friend said how lucky I am because I get to drink chocolate milk every night, and the place goes nuts.
That's great.
There will be a time when some comic will figure out how to bring an AI comic to feature for him.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't watch too many like actual people do stand up, but do you think there's a comic out there that's literally using AI for all jokes?
100%.
I was gonna say I was gonna ask
To
you
write
that.
their jokes? Really?
Yeah, 100%. Or punch up their jokes.
I haven't. That's the one thing I think it's not quite there on yet. It's funny.
I don't know if it will ever get there. I know people think it will automatically get there. I think, like, you know, AI wasn't molested by Larry Watts, so he can't bring that energy to his comedy, which is my
Origin story.
Yeah, my origin
So
story.
some people are theorizing that there won't be an audience for AI slop, perhaps unless everybody gets super retardified, because people will want people that are authentic. So, like, if you can demonstrate that you're an actual person, you have actual ideas, you're actually funny, and you're able to convey that without like some sort of backdoor sneaky AI trick of them writing your jokes or something, like, do you think that AI will get old? Is it just a fad? Like, do you think that people will be like, all right, I'd rather watch Sam Hyde, Sam Tripoli do an actual stand-up
Yeah,
routine.
just Sam's. I'd rather just
only
watch
Sam's.
Sam's.
Well, that's what Sam was saying. That's why live's going to be such a more
Yes.
important thing because you can't recreate.
You can't AI
Yeah,
that.
it's
Here's
Not
what's
yet.
happening,
Not
guys.
yet.
Here's
Not
what's
yet.
happening, okay? If you look at comedy, it's going the way that strip bars went, okay? Strip bars are struggling right now because there's so much sex on the internet. And these guys are like, why am I going to spend all this money here when I could just get it done here and save a bunch of cash? But eventually it will swing the other way because whatever the generation does, the generation after them always goes the opposite way. there will always be AI slop, and people will enjoy AI slop the way they enjoy McDonald's. There will always be people enjoy McDonald's. And then you have really nice restaurants that people really enjoy as well. So it's not going to be one or the other. It will be a combination, and people, Johnny?
Do you remember, I was just thinking about, do you remember like 5-6 years ago, Adobe had their big event, and they presented on the stage this voice cloning feature, and do you remember how your mind was blown by that it could make a voice sound like Barack Obama or something? Like just a voice. And that was 6 years, dude, 5 years from now. There won't be AI slop. It will be indistinct. If it's AI slop, it's because it's intentionally AI slop. It will be indistinguishable from reality.
But it won't only be that though.
Yeah.
There will always be room for people to entertain. It's like,
I hope so.
Well,
I hope
What if you're a
dystopian
live
view.
streamer like we do? You have a unique skill set that you can't mimic with AI. I mean, unless you like put the AI up as if it was a live stream, which I guess you
Right, yeah, well, and then once you have enough processing power, given enough time, that you can do it in real time.
But what I really do think is I think some people are just gonna want to actually not want to watch AI.
That's what I'm saying.
What I mean is, like, I guarantee you 5 years from now there will be some robot that will cut your hair. But some people want that.
I don't agree.
Some people want that. No, but some people want that barber, that connection with that human
exactly.
being,
Yeah,
where they
there will
cut your
always
hair.
be
And you can get that
idiots, dude.
shitty $5 haircut from the robot, or you're gonna pay $45 for that girl or your homie to cut your hair and have that interaction and be like, "Yo, last night sucked."
exactly.
yeah, but Sam, I mean, a lot of people can't tell now when they're watching and enjoying an AI video.
Johnny, I'm trusting. Shut up. It's not my fault. I trust people.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like you're enjoying that, and it didn't. When I tell you, you kind of get bummed out, like because you were having a great time watching like the monkey bash the alligator. on the head.
Oh, you're
I
a
had
boomer.
hope.
I'm sorry, you're a boomer.
Oh, dude, I'm a boomer. I don't give a shit.
But you know what I mean? You
I'm
enjoyed that.
enjoying my old
That
age,
wasn't slop to you until you knew that it was. Do you get?
But Johnny, it wasn't like I'm like, oh my God, look at it. It was like, ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
I
not
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
so invested in it that I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. Oh, it's fake.
It's so
That,
tricky.
you know what I'm saying? So listen,
So tricky.
do you still like your mom's cooking?
Sure.
Yep.
You'll always love your mom's cooking. But there's always going to be a Cheesecake Factory. There's always going to be Burger King. It's like, it's just going to be like, what do you want? And is there going to be an AI that comes and gets a big following? Yeah. But that doesn't mean you can't have a big following.
But for us, like, is there an avenue of greater attention and success because we are authentically doing real conversations, real people? It's not AI scripted. Perhaps there's some.
I think
Yeah.
connection is important.
Yeah.
Like when people find out that that Asian girl who had a filter on her face and she had a bazillion followers, and then it just glitched a little bit, and I still think she was cute.
She was fine, yeah.
She just wasn't that like 1% Asian, and she lost 1 million followers.
Or like Glenn Beck the other day interviewing George
I
Washington.
mean, that just looks
I mean,
so
what an
fucking
idiot.
stupid.
What an
Retarded, dude.
idiot.
Well,
That
I was
guy's
going to
so
say,
dumb.
the real danger is when they try to integrate AI into politics and
I think we're
leadership
already there
and-
with that.
Well, the president or Albania, is that where they had
Yeah.
the AI woman?
The one that's knocked up, the AI.
Yeah, and she has
She has like
AI
1,000 babies.
Yeah.
What? What is this?
Well, because
She's not Natasha Henstridge from Mimic. She can lay 1,000 in.
What? I'm unfamiliar with this story entirely. What?
So there's an Albanian politician that supposedly is AI, and then to make it more authentic, they integrated the story that she's pregnant now.
That's so funny.
But they're going to say in the future that humans are
Yeah,
not
you should look it
capable
up.
of governing themselves
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we're too violent. We're going to start wars.
We're
bomb
emotional,
people. Like
yeah.
the worse it gets, they're going to be like,
Okay.
AI needs to step in and be fair.
This is where I want to. This is a great point to bring up, and this is why I want to ask you too. Just because the elites want something to happen, and this is a question. This isn't accusatory. Do you think it's automatically going to happen? Because it's like I say this all the time. How many times have you thrown a birthday party, a dinner? How many times does it go exactly the way you want it to? Very little. Doesn't mean it doesn't. You don't have a great time, but it very rarely goes. So we have these people in the WEF who's like, we're going to do this in society. And I think if they were winning, I'm not saying they aren't going to get some of what they want, but we'd all have barcodes on our foreheads. We'd all have digital IDs. We'd all be trans. We'd all get a booster shot every week. And it's just not working. So do you think it's inevitable? Like, do you think it's always inevitable, or is there God's will and human will to kind of go, that's a little too much?
Yeah, I think our peaceful noncompliance is a big part of staving off the plans that they have.
Yeah, I don't think the elite are not, God. The plans fail all the time. I mean, again, Brzezinski said we're 20 years behind our technocratic global government. We're messing up. When Jacques Attali, when he wrote Brief History of the Future, he was the Kissinger of France. There's a whole chapter where he says, if Americans begin to wake up, it will be a huge problem, a road bump for our long-term plan. So, no, they actually plan and have alternate strategies and actuaries for when things fuck up and don't go their way. So, absolutely.
So they have a plan
B,
for if
plan
the plan
C.
doesn't go well. But so again, this is something I'd love to get your opinion on. So there was this whole thing about a false flag coming, and that it was somewhere in LA it was going to happen, which is like really like, or California, and everyone thought LA. And I'm like, why are you telling us? Why, like, it used to be like after 9/11, they're like, oh, terrorist alert. We're salmon colored alert. Salmon colored alert. And I'm like, well, you're not telling us where it's going to be. So it's like, why are you even telling us? And then you realize it's just meant to get us in a heightened state of anxiety. And that's really what the point is. But, this false flag's going to happen, or this Muslim attack's going to happen. And so far it hasn't. So, but we get into the revelation of method. I think that's something you guys are well versed in. And the whole theory is that they have to tell us what they're doing, and it's our job to stop them. And I think sometimes there's this idea that means physically, but what if it's spiritually? What if like, they give us clues of what they're going to do. We pick up on it. We go to Twitter. Everyone spreads it, and it doesn't. Is that possible?
Yeah.
And when they say you got to stop us, that's how we stop them, by spreading awareness of it, and then they're like, "Fuck, they got us," and then they move on to their next plan.
Yeah, I think they overplayed their hand in COVID. Too many people began to notice how absurd all the social distancing was, so they kind of backed off. And I think they have other, plan B, plan C, plan D. So absolutely, if enough people, consider the possibility of a false flag, they probably wouldn't do it. But also, we're almost at a point too where it seems like the regime right now doesn't even need the false flag. They're like, maybe back in 2001 we needed a false flag to get everybody on board, and now it's just like, no, we don't even need the false flag. We'll just go to war. Screw you.
Guys, everything's getting more expensive. Gas, food, everything. That's why I want to tell you about our good friends at Upside. Let me tell you about Upside. Listen, gas, groceries, eating out, even on the tightest budget, there's no escaping them. But here's what you can control: getting cash back every single time you fill up. Hit the grocery store or go out to eat with the Upside app.
The free Upside app gets you cash back on gas, groceries, and dining, those big three things that are always draining your wallet. And here's how it works. You just open the app, claim an offer, and pay with your card like normal. Then you get paid. It's that simple. It's incredibly simple. Wouldn't you agree, Sam?
I agree.
And yes, it's cash back, not points you'll never use or credits that will eventually expire. It's cash back, money you can transfer straight into your bank account. That's not marketing speak. Independent studies confirm that Upside users earn significantly more than traditional rewards programs. Over 100,000 participating locations means once you start checking the app, you realize how often there's an offer right where you're already going. Users earn $1 million in cash back every single week. And unlike with other programs, you can stack Upside with your existing credit card and loyalty rewards.
Dude, Hall Pass Ice Cream? Get out of here, dude. That's amazing. I love that place. It's one of my favorite ice cream places. And you get 6% back. Come on now, dude. That's amazing. Upside is giving back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you can earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code TINFOILHAT to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using the promo code TINFOIL. And we thank them for sponsoring the show.
What did he say? We're like used to it. It's normal. What did Trump say earlier?
We did it out of habit. Or
out of
Yeah.
habit. It's something we do it for habit.
It's like we didn't even do it.
We didn't even do it for the oil. We don't need the oil. We did it just to do it.
Yeah, people are saying I'm overreacting to that speech.
Not at all.
I think that was one of the most embarrassing moments a president has ever had.
But consider this too, the idea of revolution and like we have to get in there and do something actively is also baked into their plan. So they have a plan for the people who will go down that path also.
No, I think you're totally right. I mean, that's the whole Q thing, right? It's like Operation Trust.
Exactly.
So they're going to do little bits of things no matter what we tell them, right? Obviously, they just kept moving forward with the Ukrainian war. Everyone's like, you, we don't want that. And then to a point, it doesn't happen the way maybe they wanted us to happen. Like they wanted to be full, at least that's what I'm thinking, fully engaged in Russia in the war. So now you have Trump and they're like, I don't care if it becomes Vietnam. We're going to put boots on the ground, which I think is another incredibly stupid thing to say.
Right.
But do you think they would already have boots on the ground if America was cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny because when the left or the fake left is in power, they do the proxy wars and the Green Revolution. They do the, Gene Sharp, NED, National Endowment for Democracy, Color Revolution model. And they tried that in Iran and under Obama, 2009 to 11. They were pushing the Green Revolution to get rid of Ahmadinejad. And that didn't work. And then when you get the neocons, and essentially they're not that different, but they just have a little bit of a different strategy. They're more amenable to like outright kinetic warfare. So forget all this regime change stuff. Let's just go straight up, bomb the shit out of it. But ultimately, as you know, I mean, this is just the Oded Yanon clean break strategy of Netanyahu and the Likud going all the way. It's actually pre-Netanyahu. It goes back to like 1982, the Greater Israel Project. So, I mean, we do this for other countries, supposedly our allies, but it's really just because our foreign policy is controlled. I think everybody here knows that and agrees with that. But would we be on boots on the ground? I mean, I think literally, like when Trump says it's out of habit, like he's just saying we do what we want. We do what we want. We don't even need the population behind it. Do what we want.
So let's get into the Netanyahu stuff. Somebody might be listening to this episode 5 years from now, and they know how it all turned out. At this moment, we don't. I'm not going to get into whether he's alive or dead. I think, we'll wait and see. There's things that make me think he's dead. There's some people very passionate on the internet that he's still alive, which is like my head's on a swivel. I don't know. I'm just going what I feel.
Is it the videos or just your instinct saying that he's alive?
It's the videos, but it's also like the history of Netanyahu. This is not how he acts, right? Like Netanyahu is always in your face. He's not walking and laughing. He's like giving press conferences and trying to put his foot on your throat.
Like if you're alive, you don't have to pretend to be alive.
That
you're
last
just
press
alive.
conference, that last meeting, that last video they put out was pretty nasty though. He's like wishing them a happy festival of fire or whatever
I
from
don't
above.
believe that at all.
You don't believe it was nasty?
No, I don't believe that's a real.
No,
video.
but what I'm saying is, it's what you're saying. It's like, and that's pressing.
Right, but that's
and
like the fourth
evil.
or fifth one to come out. The other one, he just got rubble. He just got hit by a missile. Rubble's all on him, and
Right,
now
but I don't think that's.
He's over there. He's like sipping.
He's
lattes.
drinking coffee, looking like he just left the spa. It's just like, I'm sorry, but I mean,
Is there
maybe
any chance he could have left Israel?
No, I mean,
Yes.
they're probably cloning him right
That's what I'm
now.
saying.
I mean, that makes more sense to me than anything.
He's in his deep underground base waiting for the bombs.
Yeah, I mean, like, it makes more sense to me that they're just, hey, we need 2 weeks to clone this motherfucker.
He's off the grid, dude. That's all.
2 weeks to flatten the BB.
Yeah, 2 weeks to flatten the BB.
2 weeks to flatten Iran, actually.
Let's let's just pretend that he's dead. You know, if you're listening in future, you know, we don't know at this moment.
Do they know? Like, will we ever know? Like, 'cause if they clone him, you'll never know.
We'll know if he comes out and then he's everywhere, and then
If they clone him, though, you'll never
we
know.
won't know. But
Yeah.
we will know. We will know he's alive. It might be clone alive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and then at that point, what's the difference? I got you. Yeah.
yeah. So, does this do anything to their prophecies?
Wait, Jewish prophecies or the elite's views?
The Jewish prophecy that like because isn't what's it called? Shabbat, the Shabads, the Shabubum, the Hababas. What are they?
Chabad Lubavitch.
The Chabad Lubavitch. Isn't it like that? Because like you're the one. You're going to bring it. Hurry this shit up. I'm old. Like in that speech, like bro, TikTok. Let's go, man. I'm like 80. Let's get this going. I gotta see this shit.
That's weird because like that's a weird sect that's had a whole bunch of its own fake messiahs that have come and gone.
Yeah,
so they always fall for these fake messiahs, and I mean they're tied into a lot of international organized crime stuff. It's its own world of stuff. It's crazy, but I mean it's not like they need Netanyahu. I mean Netanyahu's a leader, is a president, but if you remember when Epstein was on that recording with Ehud Barak, the prior prime minister, dude's like explaining to him how shit works in the world. It was really weird. He's like, they couldn't spell Palantir, right?
Yeah,
They were like,
it's crazy.
It's been like a minute trying to figure out how to spell this word. And then Ehud Barak's like, and what is teal? And it's like, it's a company. It's like a venture capital. You know, like, so he's telling him how to.
You think I'm a boomer? I'm not dumb enough to put all my crimes in an email. Like, did they not like, hey, dude, should we put this on the record? I mean, fuck it. There we go, dude, you know?
Idiots.
You don't think about like master criminals also, like they can't do basic grammar. I thought that was really fun. Like everything's misspelled.
I mean, horrible grammar.
It's crazy, yeah.
Terrible.
This Epstein, man, he's like a mastermind, but bro, he's illiterate. He can't spell shit.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, it's like a 12-year-old wrote most of his emails. It's just ridiculous.
You see that thing that he might have a kid?
Dude, the guy wanted to get everybody
He might
pregnant.
have a
Who
kid,
does?
Dude,
I know,
the royalty were saying, I'd like to have a baby with you.
Yeah.
Well, he had a bunch of babies at Zora Ranch.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that there's not one kid saying, I am.
Who would want to do that?
Why would you
right?
do that? That's
Maybe
like
you got
Hitler's kids going.
Money.
Yeah, Hitler's my
He
grandpa.
left like 300 million to that.
Yeah, you gotta get something. At least get a book deal. I don't know.
No, because now everybody knows you might have an egg-shaped dick. That's going to kill your dating pool.
How come all of the villains have weird dicks? I don't know.
That's probably why they become villains.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this isn't nice. No one can have anything nice.
So what? It's Hitler, Harvey, Epstein.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have weird dicks, dude. It's so crazy how we're like so advanced in some ways and we're just so primal in other ways, dude. Like I've been working on this bit, but it's just like the greatest weapon of mass destruction is pussy, dude. It's like unbelievable how many fucking guys just entire world is destroyed chasing it or getting in the wrong one or all that shit. I mean, like, dude, Solomon, dude, like meets a couple pagan chicks and just ruins everything.
The whole kingdom's down.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a whole, like, he's got like 1,000 wives, 6,000 like concubines, and he just meets one pagan chick, and everything just goes to shit.
She must have been a baddie.
Child sacrifice is back on the menu after that.
Right?
Yeah.
And that gets into like the thing that we learned on that Dylan showed me on Conspiracy Social Club. It's like Solomon started worshiping two little g gods, Moloch and Remphan. And then you hear Remphan, and then you hear all the kooks that they call them saying the Star of David is Remphan. And you're like, damn, dude, that lines up.
Well, that's a really ancient symbol. I mean, the symbol on the blue and white flag is basically man and woman. The upward triangle is penis, and the downward triangle is vagina, and you put them together, and that's the sex magic. So that is
so
super
crazy.
ancient. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I like how like basic human beings back in the ancient world, like when they saw shapes it's just pee pee poo poo. It's exactly what you're saying. Like it's primal, dude. It's just like pee pee. You know.
One of the funniest jokes Joe Rogan used to do back in the day is how like the ancients thought that rain was just God orgasming, dude.
That's ball.
Like giant bukakis everywhere, dude. It's like so crazy to me.
And that's why they would say that shrooms were magical, because when Jesus was nut, and then all of a sudden there's shrooms there, and then you would eat them, and they were like, "Yo, this is I swear, look it up."
Sorry, we've lost everybody. We've lost everybody on the show.
Well, one of the very first idols was just a stick in the ground as a phallus, like an upright.
It's everybody from, it's like middle school. It's just like, it's a dick, dude. And then the whole world has changed, right? And the whole world pivots on a dick joke from like 2000 BC.
Dude, that is so true, dude. That is so true. It's so crazy how like no, we can get all the bells and whistles, but we're just monkeys. It's so crazy.
Well, that's the theme of Rogan's podcast, isn't it? Like little monkey.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But back to that, like, so Trump is like, who knew they were going to do this? Who knew? I mean, I'm like, bro, why are you saying that out loud? Why are you saying, like, dude, like one of the greatest, like, demoralizations and devaluing of the presidency is that, to me, that speech. I'm sorry, like, you know, like I've said there's things that you brought up earlier, things that Trump has done. Defunding the funding of wanting getting out of the Paris climate, yeah, all that stuff, which is very globalist, dude.
Right.
You know, but man, that is a low fucking point. But going back to that, like, does that mean something? Like the fact that Iran is just like hitting all of our allies. Now the new talk is that we only have, and this is the craziest shit to me, we only have a week's worth of missiles left. That's what they're saying. We only have a week's worth of missiles left to defend our allies. And that's what Ryan Dawson came on and said. He gave it 5 days, but it's looking like it's more like 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, in warfare, usually you don't publicly have out there what you actually have. So I would assume that that's probably not the case. I'm sure that the U.S. has stockpiles and things that they don't have out there. And a lot of times that can also be a strategy to let the opponent think that you're weaker than you actually are. And then you hit them hardcore with other stuff. So I don't know about all that, but
they run out. They got to use the nukes, right? Pretty much is what you're.
I'm a nukes aren't real guy. I'm sorry. I know it just made the room weird, but I feel like Israel would already use them. They're getting pounded so badly right now. What are they holding on to them for? What? I mean, Tel Aviv is getting flattened like Gaza. Why are you holding on to these nukes?
It is.
I mean, dude, they don't want any of this. I mean,
I just don't know.
We don't know. Here's where we're getting in a conversation. It's like, why even have the conversation if everything is? But really, I mean, it's just it doesn't
I'm
go
not
anywhere.
questioning you. I'm just like,
but it literally will go nowhere. That's literally what we're getting to.
I was just asking. Do you are you confident in that assessment? Is my question.
Do I think Israel is getting rocked right now?
Tel Aviv is flat.
100%.
You do.
Do I think every building in Tel Aviv is bad right now? No. Is it down? No. Have they done to Tel Aviv what they've done to Gaza? No. I mean, I said that, but it was just more of just a description, not necessarily literally. But are they getting hit right now? 100%.
All right.
Well, this is thanks for coming on the last episode of TINFOIL Hat. Thanks so much.
You did say
it was a great run. Sorry to the people who bought the 1000th episode, but we didn't make it there, unfortunately, because why even talk about anything then?
AI has made everyone forever a perpetual skeptic about everything.
I mean, it's not even worth it anymore to have
That's
a conversation.
Good point. AI will make you question reality more and more as it progresses.
Everything
and in some ways, that's good. But if every discussion is met with, how do you know that? Then it's like, why are we having the conversation?
Well, now kids will Google everything you say or ask Grok, and sometimes Grok is wrong.
Grok is wrong.
People are
a lot.
So the kids are like, how do you know that? Get on and
I don't know how you're a teacher in school with them not grokking you on everything.
No,
you're wrong. This was the wrong date. And how do you even handle that?
The scary thing is that we are now going to have people getting their their medical doctrine that just used ChatGPT the whole time.
Such a nightmare.
Dude, I went to the doctor and I watched what the doctor went over to the computer to do, and he was like over there chatting on ChatGPT asking questions. The doctor.
That's just like idiocracy.
I'm like, why am I paying you?
Why am
I
I
could just
here?
do this at home.
Why not? Yeah, exactly.
He's like, you talk like a
Dana,
bag
give
and
me
your
the
shit's already
scalpel.
retarded.
Just starts kicking it out.
No, that's in Idiocracy, right? When
Yeah.
when he goes to the doctor and the robot just tells him right, what to
No,
do.
the doctor comes in. He's like, you talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded.
Yeah. That's the doctor.
That's your problem.
That movie's so good.
So good. Could they make a part 2 of that somehow?
Yeah.
Like they
They would
literally-
never let that. Well, I mean, yeah. I
How'd that even get made at the time? That's
Truly.
crazy.
Well, you remember they put it in the movie theater for one day and buried it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Was it? Oh, it got moved out, huh? I don't remember that.
They got it in. They're like, contractually, we got to do this. Pull it right out.
Mike Judge was just so big at the time. He could kind of get made what he wanted
say
to,
no.
I think. Yeah.
But there's like so much of that movie it's just is playing out right now when
Yeah.
Jake
Everything.
Paul, who I don't hate Jake Paul. I actually go, man, good for you on what you built. You and your
Yeah.
brother, it's so fucking impressive. Good for you. But he's interviewing him with like fucking tattoos all over here. And it's just like, we played it, right, Johnny, on
BS.
Broken Sim?
Yeah.
We played it like when they asked Britney Spears, should we go into Iraq? She's like, yeah, man, I think we should do it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now?
Dude, everybody's forgotten that clip of Britney Spears, speaking of her, back. Remember when Barbara Walters interviews her in like 2002 or 3? It's a classic conspiracy clip. And she starts switching into alternate personalities. Do you remember that?
No.
She suddenly turns into a little girl.
Like she
Oh,
will
it's
just hold a
crazy.
computer there and it's just there to warm your nuts up, right? It's not there to actually look up anything.
I love getting cancer.
People were really worried about actually he's nuts, by the way. He does have a RF blocking.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it.
Not today.
Because he just
I don't
doesn't
know
want to
why.
have kids.
So, Britney Spears, where?
Britney's, I think it's Barbara Walters. It's
Baba
probably,
Wawa.
It's
like where she switches into different personalities. She goes into a child alter. She starts giggling and acting like a kid in the middle of this weird interview.
And like Britney Spears is the greatest example
Exactly.
of like how society is so dumb and they just instantly think they know everything based on some snapshot picture or something. And they're like, free Britney. You're like, yeah. And then she gets out and she's just like fucking dancing with knives.
She's a ninja.
Yeah. And you're like, well, maybe her dad knew what he was doing. Maybe he's like, dude, you don't want this chick out. She is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now. And maybe him and he and Brittany's mom had something to do with it, putting her through this meat grinder, right? But she seems a little
There's
bit
a couple
crazy.
of them. Do you know which one it is? There's like a part.
Well, there used to be a viral clip of when
see if I
she
can find
turns
it.
into the kid.
Just put in Britney Spears personality switching Barbara Walters.
Yeah, or MK Ultra, Britney Spears, something like that'll probably come up.
But again, it's like everyone's an expert instantly.
Well, yeah, and AI is making everybody think that it's even worse. Like,
Yeah.
because it's a deity that you ask and it tells you. And this,
And if they're not an expert, their favorite podcaster is their expert.
Yeah.
That they go to for everything to think about.
Yep. I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's like, and they've infiltrated the podcast world. Like, there's some spooks, man.
dude, there's like every CIA dude has a podcast now. Like
It's like crazy to me.
Yeah.
And then you guys remember that story where they're like, all these ex-CIA agents are running for Democratic offices, and then we have that woman in Virginia who's just absolutely crazy.
This looks
one,
like
right?
it. This looks like it. Yeah.
You'll have to share it, actually.
Yeah.
Hopefully, infomentary.com doesn't.
Those bastards. It'll be more likely to get hammered by what CBS or
All right. You guys ready?
Spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Brittany.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a weird.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ew. I'm in the hurts. Can we?
What'd you say?
Ooh.
I'm in the what? What was
Here, play again.
Ew. I'm in the hurts. Can we?
She references something about a time when she was in Mexico and somewhere else, and that causes her to like flip into this weird.
Anna Nicole Smith did the same thing.
Yeah, Anna Nicole Smith had the
those
exact same
triggers
thing.
where she would start talking like a baby.
Yeah.
It's so strange, dude. It's
dark.
She just got a DUI too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were like, they arrested Britney before they arrested anybody from the Epstein files.
Yeah.
When you were in the video, when you saw the cooch, were you around her and did you observe like any odd behaviors or did she seem totally normal?
I remember there was a time where she was just standing by herself in this giant room and everybody was working on getting this shot ready. And I was just watching her and I was just like, she is the most famous person in the world and there's nobody more lonely than she is. I just felt just sadness for her. Like she was so lonely. And she'd just gotten through her boyfriend who was drugging her all the time. And I just felt for her, dude. I go, and you know, whatever anyone wants to say, like that video that Dana made saved her career. It was the first time she won Video of the Year because she just had that disastrous dancing thing on MTV and everyone was like, what the f-? And I always say Britney Spears is the female version of Mike Tyson, where like they were so big culturally and on one side of the gender, female, she was so important to them. Mike Tyson was so important to the male gender. And like when they crash, it was like people were just like, oh, what is going on? And like everyone's like, get back up there. And they became emotionally invested in them coming back and at least getting to a certain level where we're like, okay, you're calmed down. And obviously Mike has seemed to be able to stabilize himself a little bit more. He still has moments of manic and crazy. And Russell Peters has a crazy story about Mike Tyson and having to deal with him. And it got really scary. But, you know, it's just like they were just so big culturally and the shit they had to go through and the fucking, you know, it's like, watch what you wish for. Like I've had a lot of friends become famous and they are crazy, dude. Fame is crazy, especially this fame that is today is not the fame of Frank Sinatra. Don Rickles made one joke about him being in the mob, and he sent people down to beat the shit out of him. How would Frank Sinatra handle in the comment section?
You can't turn it off today. You know, it used to be you could go get up in the hills and close your gate, and you were you could just hang out with a few celebrities. You know what I mean? You could have like a circle of friends that was you trusted from back in the day, and go be in your house. But now it finds you.
And it's also weird because like when I think of Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds and all these famous people when I was growing up, they just had a different vibe to them where you wanted to be them. I just feel like celebrities now, nobody wants to be them.
Nobody wants to be them, yeah.
And it's almost like they're just kids who were pushed forward by famous parents and they fill a void of having to have celebrities. And they're just empty calorie celebrities. There's nowhere where you go, that guy worked his ass off and got to where he is.
Well, it's the era of the influencer, which is essentially not a thing. Like, what are you? What do you do? Right. So it's not actually talent and creativity typically. I mean, there's some that are interesting and funny characters. I mean, obviously the Pauls are fascinating dudes to have, you know, branched out into all of these things to build that empire that they built. But at the same time, it's like all of these other people, it's like, I mean, we were talking about this with supermodels, like even in the era of like supermodels in the 90s, right? You like, okay, they look good, right?
They were just the 1%, the 1%.
And now it's like fat chicks everywhere and everything. Every mannequin is a weird fat trans. It's like we've gone insane, and now like they just churn out. It's just nihilism, basically. Yeah. That makes sense.
No, I agree on that. I totally agree on that, and it's all been done on purpose. Yeah. You know, Izzy Griffin's come on, talked about how they want to destroy our archetypes. Mm-hmm. It only takes 10 years, and we're well past that in this idea that, like, chicks can kick everybody's ass.
Yes.
You know, I have a joke about like all I do is watch women beat up Albanian hitmen in movies, but my girlfriend cries when I tell her she can't tell a story. You know, it's like again, it's this. It's meant to just
invert everything.
Yeah, everything is inverted on purpose. Like you guys probably see this, Jamie. You probably notice this as well. Like the way women talk about children now is shocking to me. It's like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if you had women talking about babies are parasites, they're here to destroy my body. And all this stuff, and how men don't want to engage in sex anymore. Like when I was 20, that's all I thought about all the time. Like my father, like his father, and like his father. Now it's like I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want. Everything's about making money. And then when you listen to the elderly who are like on their way out, and they ask them what's their biggest regret, they're always like, "I work too much." And it's really about getting you to buy into this thing long enough that you can't come back from it. Right? Women get past their age of fertility. Men are so deep into their jobs, and then they get fired from their jobs, and now their whole identity is gone, or there's no jobs at all. Like,
have you seen her new post?
No. What is it? You got to turn up the sound.
I don't.
Did you share it?
I get to sleep to however late I feel like it because I don't have any fucking children. And because I don't have kids, that means I don't have to go anywhere today. I don't have to go to Disneyland, Legoland, Color Me Mine, Build-A-Bear, Yogurtland, the zoo. I don't have to go to any of those places. Not once, not ever. Kids, they're not that great.
But
I just woke up.
Don't watch my shit. Don't buy my book. It was just a statement of her
It's
saying.
so insane for her to say, "I have to do that." When in reality, you get to do that.
You want to do that.
Like watching your children have a wonderful time.
It's denial. She's in denial.
She's
It's insidious to inculcate that message to deprive people of that. It's super insidious.
And everyone knows she's full of shit. Everyone.
Couldn't be more
Everyone goes, "You're full of shit," and your job is that misery loves company.
Yes.
And you want everyone to join you in your sad club. And I know so much shit about Chelsea Handler. Like the things that she used to do on her show. She used to show pictures of a gorilla and tell people that it was Lonnie Love's family on set.
That's crazy.
On set. She would do that.
If you could prove that, you'd just destroy her
I have
in a
witnesses.
day. Like, no, what I'm saying is, like, if that came out as a
Johnny,
story,
you want to hear something crazy? I tweeted it one time. I lost my Twitter.
Really? I believe it because that's that if that was weaponized against her, I mean, she's over like instantly because
But
of the
that's
people
not
she's
just you going against her. Like that's a brand. That's
Yes.
money. That's and they're like, shut him up.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And it's just, you know,
that's so funny.
I mean, just the thought of like that this mindset is if I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm a slave. It's just, you ask any guy, would you love to be able to stay home? Every guy that they'd be like, oh, that'd be so much fun. Like every day I wake up, there's a new PSYOP, there's World War III, there's global warming, there's nukes, there's fucking aliens, but I just keep working, dude. I just, no matter what thrown at me, I still gotta go to work. I still gotta make money because fucking 7 people rely on me to make money, or else they are, you know, Bumfardo, dude. He's the shit, dude.
Did you ever see that little clip of the guy trying to explain flat Earth to his mom?
No.
Or something, and she goes, "Shut up. I don't care if it's flat. I'd still have to stay here and pay these bitch ass bills."
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
No matter what happens. If a nuke comes, I pray it lands on me.
So funny.
Going back to your first point, I have a lot of more appreciation for normies now. Being kind of a schizo for 20 years, right? It's the normies that make the world go round, and when they ignore all of this stuff, and you're like you said, I have to go make the money and feed the children, and these mundane things actually are what support a
society,
thriving society.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I talk to my friends in recovery that have careers in offices, and I go, I know you guys think I'm kidding. The amount of respect I have for you guys for having to show up in this crazy culture war in an office where you just don't know where the landmines are at any point, at any time. Someone new comes into the office, changes the dynamics. You know, I have so much respect for that. I remember one time I have a couple things that are popping right now. And, you know, it's the first time I've been in a quasi corporate environment. And I was talking to some friends. One's a guy, one's a girl. And we're discussing trying to get funding. I go, yeah, there's going to be a bunch of I was on the call and I go, man, there's going to be a bunch of billionaires there. Man, we got to suck their dicks. And I go, oh my God, I just said that on a corporate phone call. But I never had to do that before. Uh-huh. And now I realize that, like, I have to be, when I'm on these things, on these calls, I have to become an androgynous robot. Yes, no, yeah. Because you just never know when you're just going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person. And now it's a giant fucking issue. So that the people that deal with that daily, I swear to God, I respect the shit out of you. You know, you guys are content creators too. We traded in a 9 to 5 for 24/7.
Yep.
There's no, my dad went to work, came home. He had multiple jobs, but his main job was teaching. And when he came home, we left him the fuck alone. My mom was working too. She had to do her thing. And my mom is the hardest worker I know. My dad worked really hard. I was blessed to have two hardworking parents that taught me the importance of hard work. But when my dad came home, left him the fuck alone.
Yeah. My dad, you had to wait till you ate.
Yeah.
Just don't bother him until you
Don't talk to
ate.
dad. He worked all day. Give him a moment of fucking silence. Let him be fucking.
You could talk to him. You would just regret it instantly.
Yeah. Those days are done. And it's fine because I love my children. But it's like, that's just the reality of the situation. And they had 9 to 5s. They had their weekends off. They did what they wanted to do. They chilled out. They kicked us out of the fucking house. We went and played all day. It wasn't micromanaging of every moment because of these fucking candy vans everywhere. And it was just a different way of operating. It's not what's happening today. So I do have a lot of respect for those people that have to go into an office, deal with a boss that has childhood trauma still. And like, you just do the wrong thing, reminds them of high school. Now you got fucking problems, dog. Now you got fucking problems. Right? So it's like, God bless you. That's all I got to say about that, man. You know, it's crazy. So the Oscars ratings came in 17 million people, you know, which sounds like a big number to me. But they're talking about it's like a half of 10 years ago.
Oh, really? And
so is this a cultural thing, or is it that the fact that Hollywood isn't putting out movies that inspire us anymore?
All of that. And when you talk to like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, dude, they don't know who the Beatles are. They don't know what any of this shit is. They don't know who Elvis, like, you go to Vegas, and I remember it used to be you would see Elvis dudes. It's a giant mall. There's no Elvises. Yeah. There's not even strip clubs. It's a mall. So like everything is becoming monoculture. It's all becoming the same type of thing. And like all of these people, they're just becoming essentially the same type of influencer pushing products with the same sort of like globo monoculture idea. So everything's becoming like homogenized, and that's just basically the same for stories, for narratives, for Hollywood, for anything to do with the arts. Again, I think people are going to thirst for something like that's not homogenized, and AI is essentially a homogenization tool because it's just pulling from all of the, you know, like general searches, right? So if you ask a question, it's going to collate together all this general information. But I mean, that's it, anything, again, I think anything that's not homogenized is going to stand out if it's authentic.
Also, I think people's attention spans are getting a lot less and less. Like, if I sit through a feature film, I feel like I've accomplished something without pausing it or reading or
looking at your phone.
So a lot of people, it's their phone in their hand, their laptop right here, and the TV on. So they're not even paying attention to.
I see it in comedy right now. It's like people just want you to talk to them. Like the structure of a joke is dying. And it's just, hey, talk to me. I did a show, a buddy of mine named Angel came to my show, and it always gets weird when there's people in the audience. I got to put on a show for them, and it was just this awful crowd, and every comic by the end of their set going, "You guys suck," you know. So I go up, and and I'm trying to do these new jokes and trying to do all this shit, and I'm getting nothing. And then the minute I start laying into these motherfuckers, they start laughing their asses off. I mean, huge explosion laughs of me just laying into each one of these people, and it all comes from these crowd work clips now.
Yep.
And you know, it's really like there's three kinds of comics. There's pop comics, there's shit talkers, and there are outlaws. And the pop comics are just dominating right now. You know, again, 15, 20 years ago, they'd all be corporate acts, having to do corporate gigs, not being able to play the comedy clubs because just nobody thought what they were doing. Let me just say this. It's not that they're not funny. It's just there's no risk. There's nothing provocative. You know, for a long time, art was meant to provoke a response. And now it's meant to just kind of, you know, pacify you. You know, it's
Is that even art at that point? Right?
I mean, do you think all this crowd work shit is art?
No. Well,
I mean, for every Ian Bag, that's great. I mean, there's just people just go, "Hey, where'd you guys meet? You guys met at a bar mitzvah? What the?"
Yeah.
Who's that guy with the auto tune that goes into the audience?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's an easy gig, huh?
Yeah. But, you know, there's a lot of people get mad at that dude. I'm not mad at him because he figured it out. You know, it's like, if you can get crowd, God bless you. It's just not the stand-up that I grew up with, and maybe that's boomer shit. I don't know, man. But, again, the art isn't, we are in our idiocracy phase of stand-up comedy right now.
So we've been on this long journey here to Mordor from Tennessee, and
driving.
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, it's better than flying in the TSA.
I would love. I've never driven cross country. It's one of the things I want.
We've done it every time we come out here. We drive out here every time. So
I would love that.
Did you rent a car or you drive your car? You
My car is
we
an
take
icon.
Mama's Prius.
Yes.
You do? Okay.
My car has personality status now.
Yeah.
It's like a kit or something
takes
because
us-
it saved us from so much things.
My
No,
car
I love
died. I killed my car driving out here. Just killed it. It
It
never
sacrificed itself so you can get to
recovered. I
Hollywood.
had a shitty Hyundai, but it was relatively new, and it never recovered from the drive to LA.
So we were with Kurt Metzger. We hung out. With
I love him.
we hung out with all
He's
these.
wild one, huh?
Dude, like, this is the second time we've done a podcast, and it's like, I told him, I was like, Kurt, this is schizophrenia at 100 miles an hour on acid. And I'm like, I don't know, like, because you start answering the question, and he's like 3 subjects other removed from that.
He's got supercomputer brain.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's got supercomputer. We do a premium content show together.
Oh, dude.
And it's just, I'm his Flavor Flav on that shit. I'm like, yeah. Feel it. Come on now, come on. You know, like, that's my job.
You're Little John to the rappers, like, just one word.
Yeah.
What? We were in Vegas, and I was doing a podcast, and I hear all this noise, and I go look out the balcony, and it's Little John. It has a residency in Vegas, and they're
Really?
everybody's down there partying, and it's like,
That's so fun.
Little John is still just doing what? Yeah. It's like 20 years of that. That's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
That dude
That's
cracked the
crazy.
code. right
Little
there.
John sounds
Truly.
like he fell in a hole and he's screaming for help. What? Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, are you okay down there?
Okay. Yep. But the 20 years of that, like, that dude cracked the code. So,
Yeah.
But all the comedians said what you just said. They said, because Jamie Kennedy was talking about it, his guy Kyle was talking about it. They were like, every time we go somewhere, you know, we have these like jokes, and then the people want you to just go mad on the crowd. They just want you to riff on them. And,
Yeah.
And he's like, so I had to start doing that, which I'm not used to doing. That's what Kyle was saying. And they said that was the only thing that resonated, was like ripping on the crowd. It's like,
It's the roast thing too. That roast culture kind of
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think
the
it grew
debate
from there.
culture.
Yeah.
But it also fits into like why live streams do better than recorded episodes, because they are part of the show. When they love when you show their comment. It's like and
Dude,
God
if you
bless
do-
them. Without them, we wouldn't have anything. So I you know, Johnny, I'll show every comment, dude. Johnny's like, stop showing the comments. I'm like, I love that.
So there's premium, and then you go live. So you can pre-record and then kind of show like it's live. It's premium, but people live. Is this live? and they'll figure it's not live, and they don't like it. They want it to be live.
When I post a premiere, it's like they'll be like, "Is this live?"
Yeah,
and
they say it's like they really want it live.
We did a 6-hour live stream on Epstein.
Oh my God, how'd you do that?
Oh, we do it all the time. We did a 6-hour live stream on Epstein, 70,000 views for 6 hours of content when I was covering Epstein. So, like, I guess we chose the right thing by doing everything live because, I mean, I remember I had a phase where I was trying to do really high quality edited videos and paying somebody to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
tried
like,
that. Yeah.
What's the point when like you do a live stream and it's like you make 5 times that?
And they super chat in there. They'll throw you money. They'll ask you a question.
When
It's
I
a
was
lot
young,
better,
Ari Shafir once. Ari Shafir has just dropped so much gold on me, which is weird because he's Jewish. You think he'd want to keep it, but he would say stuff to me and it would just like resonate with me. And one thing he said to me was, "This is really early in our journey in comedy." He's like, "Sam, you're trying to work up here, and everybody else is working here." And I'm like,
what was he mean? Did he mean energy? What did he mean? Energy,
like my comedy. Like I was always I wanted every bit to be a closer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It could close a show. It would be that, and that's what would make the rotation. And everyone else is trying to do, you know. I'm making stew, man. You ever try to make stew, dude? You put some carrots in there, and I'm like, oh, that's not real. And you're like, I used to call it I love ice cream comedy. You know?
Sam, that happened to me this weekend. So I did that show with Bakersfield with you, and I did my set. And then I went to go do Nitty's show at the Belly Room with 30 people. Tried that same set, and everyone else did just bullshit, did way better than me. And I was like, they're not even writing anything. And that's what they said. Just do that. Just go out there and talk to these people, and you'll do way better.
That's all they want is just like, because, you know, it also comes in the fact that we live in this time right now that there's so much information and so much of it is dark that they want to escape from that, and they just want to turn their brains off. When Bill Hicks and George Carlin were roaming the earth, they got their news. 1 hour was national news, 1 hour was local news, and then the newspaper, and that was the end of it. So they were still hungry for like something. Now they just want to forget.
That's such a good point. Yeah.
You know, and you have to remember that. So it's like, if you're going to do a bit, a really smart bit, you got to figure out a way to make it easily digestible so that it just doesn't trigger them into the world is burning.
I had a question because I asked Jamie Kennedy this because he said something very similar to what you said. When you go out there and let's say you're at some place where you see a crowd, because I remember one of the funniest things that we've ever seen live was when you took us to the Comedy Store and you were up there. And all this weird group of people comes in, and like you're doing your normal set, and then all these weird ass Canadians poured in, and they weren't really laughing. You're like, "Where the from?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we're Canadian, you know." And then so you just busted on Canadians for 20 minutes straight. It was super funny. We've been in the back crying, laughing, and the Canadians are all just like, "Hey," they're just stone faced. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen, and it's like, but so I'm wondering like how much because I know a lot of comedians see crowd work as kind of like a tier down, but like that ended up making the whole thing hilarious. So what I'm asking is like when you go in and you want to practice, you're doing your set that you've been writing, and then you realize like this is a bunch of boomers, this is a bunch of people who they're not into what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think boomers are always bad at crowds. I just want to say that they depends on the generation.
What about the venue? Is it like, does the venue matter at all? Like if you were asked to come, I don't know, to like a Midwest Bible Belt comedy club, and you see that it's like a bunch of like, you know, Gen X and boomers, would you alter what you're doing as opposed to like a heavy college crowd, like a college age crowd?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great. Yeah, you gotta read the room. What's the room? You know, it's like you go up there with like, here's my plan. I never have a set. You don't like when I have chunks, and I'll do them in chunks.
That's crazy to me.
And then I'll be like, what is this crowd? How do I always start? I try to start as simple as possible. My whole thing is like the hardest part of my act has always been since day one, the first 5 minutes, because I don't walk up with a funny look that they know exactly what I'm going to talk about. Like I can tell you what people are going to talk about most of the time as they're walking to the stage. This guy's going to talk about being Mexican, going to talk about being gay. This chick's going to talk about being a whore. You know, like all this shit. It's like I call it demographic mascots, and they're very big right now. They're just mascots for their group. So I have to psychologically, my style of comedy is I call it gator roll, right? Which is that I start off very simple with them. If I can get a good fart joke or a poop joke or something like that, just real simple, get a credibility with them, not challenge them too much. And then I slowly start to drag them down into the dark, dark waters. And then I, that's how I do it. And sometimes they have the best time. And then at the end, they realize what they laughed at and they get pissed at me. And they'll just walk right by me angry as shit because I made them laugh at special needs people, So, when you're doing stand-up, you're literally learning how to be a Jedi. You're learning mind tricks. And the best had the best mind tricks at it. And they learn how to play the game and how to do psychological warfare. That's what stand-up is. It's like
psyops.
It's in a weird way. You're doing mind tricks on people. And everyone's different.
You should go on stage, read a bunch of equations, take the microphone, put it near your butt. You rip a fart, read some more equations, rip a fart, and then just do that.
See if you can do that.
And then, do they respond to the equation?
Yeah. But it was wild back in the day. Comedy was so different, dude.
What I was going to ask you about that was, so do you notice a difference in the crowds, with the reception? Say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if you wrote a really kind of high IQ, kind of you have to think through the nuance and the, wordplay of the joke versus, is the crowd reception on average dumber? Do you think people are not getting the
in
jokes?
LA? Yes.
Really?
LA is stuck in 2021.
COVID?
Where everyone's sensitive about
whoa.
words. Yeah, there's still LA is. I hear this about New York too, but these epicenters of progressivism are still stuck in the rules of comedy. But it used to be you do your edgy shit in LA and then you go down the road and you dumb it down.
Oh,
it's the exact opposite now. I edit on the go in LA. I pull chunks. I'm like, they can't take this. They can't take this. They can't take this. But on the road, you just tee the fuck off because the internet has gotten everybody the same information. And on the road, like Texas, Florida, you can do whatever the fuck you want. People love that shit. Pockets of blue cities. And Johnny says, and I agree with him, almost every city is a blue city, every major city. But there's levels to it, dude. Like Austin, people, New York City just shits on Austin because that's what New York City does. They're the greatest comedy scene on planet Earth because there's just so many clubs and there's so many comics. No one can compete with that. Austin's great. It's like Children of the Corn right now, where it's all just young people trying to figure out the rules, But Austin is this wonderful blend of conservative and progressive, and they've agreed to live together. Right? And you still have some progressives popping off and they get angry at jokes. But for the most part, everyone's like, yeah, just be funny. In LA, it's not that. And it's not always the people of LA. Some people fly here and they come with that bullshit and they just kind of assimilate into this thing. LA no longer pushes culture. LA used to push culture. Like New York had all the culture, but LA would magnify it so everybody saw it. Those days are done. And that's why it's imploding on itself. And it needs to implode on itself and then regrow, because what these execs have all learned is what people want to watch, but the middle is rot. And it's all progressive, woke dog shit that needs to go. And the only way to do it is to implode it. So they all get pushed out and then rebuild it again. So it's more outlaw. It's more pushing of culture that people need to see. Everyone's like, we got to save LA. No, we got to let LA go through it.
Yeah.
And so, because you got to get rid of all these people. These people bring their beliefs and put it onto their art. You need to get back to wanting to entertain people and not program people. And if even in the back they were programming people, but they did it through art. They did it in a way that it was more art, and then you got a message out, not get the message out and art is second. That's my opinion. And that's why LA is suffering right now, because there's nothing about it that the average man can relate to. They were forever they were just pushing art for San Francisco, LA, and New York. And they just ignored the middle. Now I have a friend of mine who works in production. She's like, we're getting orders for conservative entertainment now. We need to get them back. Right? And it's just like, you just don't, everything doesn't have to be an interracial couple. I don't care if you're interracial. I don't give a shit. It's just, everything doesn't have to be black guy, white chick every fucking time. Chick kicking everybody's ass every fucking time. Gay guy for no reason every fucking time. It just doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean there can't be gay characters. You can totally have gay characters. Nobody's going to really give a shit. But when it's everywhere all the time, like, where was I watching? I was, it's like you're just watching like kid show and they have like fucking lesbian parents. And I have friends who are lesbian parents. Good for you. But like, that's advanced algebra. We're teaching 1, 2, 3's ABCs. Let's just teach kids, let them grow up, and if they turn out to how they turn out, let them turn out.
Well, this is all inverted though on purpose.
Yeah, 100%. It's cultural Marxism.
Exactly. The programming is in the culture.
And they'll ask when they need to ask. Why does she have 2 moms? And then you try to explain it, but she'll notice when she notices it, because now she'll be like, "Oh, she has 2 moms." And some
but
kids
it's
might
like
not even
Pixar.
care.
Why do they have to be a lesbian parents? Why is that important?
Well, is this a Disney thing, Jamie?
Well, that did come out a couple years ago. Remember, they had that leaked
that woman
Zoom
on the
call
Disney
between
Zoom
the
call.
Disney
Yep.
execs saying we are purposefully putting
We got
this
to push this
into-
on kids more.
Yeah.
And for the purpose for the purpose of what? Which is to
Fuck everything up.
Yep. Which
Make
is
sure that kids can't pair bond when they grow up and reproduce.
So did you guys see, I'm not going to keep you guys much longer because I know you guys got a lot of shit to do, but you see the AT&T girl who's made $4 million. I'm not saying it's only from commercials, but she did a lot of commercials. She made a lot of money. She's very well endowed, right? And she's now like, OnlyFans is freedom. OnlyFans is like pushing back against our culture. It says women shouldn't show their bodies and everything. And I just want to ask her, like, where are you from? Like what year are you from? Because that's not 2026. And what you're doing is you're saying you should do porn, but you're not looking at what happens when people do porn. And like, again.
Is that her? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, this is the inconsistency. I'll let you say.
Oh, I was just saying, she's doing OnlyFans now?
Well, she's doing the most mild version of it, which is like her in lingerie.
Oh, okay.
But what she doesn't tell you that. She's just saying you should do porn because it's empowering. And I don't understand how that is empowering. It just
but at the same time, the feminists are saying that women are objectified. So it's like, I was in college and I had classes by professors that were, rabid feminists. And even in the midst of those classes, when they're trying to, brainwash and inculcate this into everybody, they're like, well, it's hard to figure out, like, is female circumcision liberty and freedom, or is that something that hurts women? Is doing porn liberating, or is that objectifying women? And this is the obvious contradiction in these positions. Like, you cannot make this radical left position make sense when it is built on constant contradictions. I just did a debate with that crazy leftist dude, Brian Shapiro. He says he's not leftist, but all of his positions are leftist. And like every 2 minutes, it's like the whole 2.5 hours of him, like he'd say one thing and then it's like a contradiction like a minute later. This whole worldview is intentionally mind contradiction, and it's intended to mess everyone up.
We just talked about this with Jamie Kennedy yesterday. He was like, why is a big age gap relationship predatory, but a 20-year-old doing OnlyFans empowering, like you said? So that's why I think it's really important.
Real quick, sorry, and pin that thought. But it's also like a 50-year-old man with a 20-year-old woman, she's not developed her brain enough to understand what she's doing, while simultaneously saying 11-year-olds should be able to get sex changes.
Exactly.
Right.
Insane.
So that's why it's really important, what he does, like with pointing out fallacies in your worldview that are contradictory, and people have to sit with that and think about it if they can now, and kind of rearrange their beliefs a little bit because they're contradicting themselves.
Do you think Destiny has a humiliation kink? Like,
He just gets wrecked, dude.
I mean, he's literally the Glass Joe of debating. I've never ever seen the guy win a debate ever.
That's
where
because he's got meth chin and that glass chin.
you know, and it's just it's weird where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna look stupid, but I'm gonna make a ton of money off this, and maybe that's his thing, but it's just like everyone looks at him as this great debater, and I've never seen him win.
Not once.
Not he's like
literally not
oh
once,
in a billion, and he's like Glass Joe.
And you know me, like I'm a contrarian. I will say a guy won a debate if he won a debate, and I have not seen that guy win one.
A lot of this stuff is performative, like you said. It's just people taking on positions for money. Probably. I mean, I don't know who's behind Destiny, but.
Well, the good news is that word on the street and the streets are talking that you're going to be on the next World War debate.
Hey, now.
That's what people are talking about. Is there any truth to that?
Well, Stefan Molyneux, we're going to do a round 2. He agreed to it. I agreed to it. I haven't heard back from them.
No. What's happening right now is everything is being finalized.
Okay.
So we wanted to do April, but it's now looking like more like May. So all the ducks are in line. We literally had to build this. David Lugo, who's like the commissioner, I guess. He was like, we built the plane in the air, and the first one popped off so hard. We'd love to get you to be a judge or a moderator. Go down to the World War Contender Series. We're doing our own March Madness, and we're having 32 debaters in a bracket to see who becomes the final 2, and then they're going to debate on the main stage. So we got that going. Good-looking people, and then there's me.
So wait, you saying you need a right-wing analyst?
We're going no. I mean, I'll work in.
Or are you saying a debate? Which one?
No, on the World War debate, we're going to have moderators. And we would. I mean, you're probably busy, but if you ever have a moment, we
mean this one, like the spot or something.
No, go up to World War the Contender Series, dude. I'll get you in as an analyst too on the table. We could have a great discussion. We're going to rotate them in.
Okay. You had Gavin.
We had Gavin. Yeah. Gavin was fun. He was a wild one.
Excitable.
Yelling that Pearl has a baby when she doesn't. She has a child. And we're like,
that was so funny.
Should we fact check that or just let him go? Shh, he's cooking.
She's more of a woman. That was fucking hilarious.
Where did he get? Do you think he knew? He thought she had a child, or he was just like,
I think
I'm
he
just going to say
just having a good time.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he didn't give a.
Why let the truth get in the way of a good story?
I agree. That's what we used to say in journalism: "It's too good to check."
Yeah,
that used to be. You get a call, a tip, or something, you just say, "Just report it."
Just report it. Just report it. She has a baby.
So I would love to be involved at any level, but so you're saying that in March there's going to be the brackets.
We have brackets. We have 32 guys,
and
we have someone moderating the debate.
Okay.
If we could ever use you, you'd love to do it. I know you're super busy, but it's. I think it's going to blow the.
And this is not for April, May thing.
No,
this is separate.
So there's a World War debate. That's the main event. That's our UFCs. Our events. And
that'll be remote, right? The Contenders thing.
The Contender Series will be on the internet.
Oh, I see.
And we're very excited about it.
Do you have that roster yet? How far complete is that? Is it?
In
you can't
terms
apply
of
anymore.
Contenders, like how many?
You can't.
We have all 32.
You got them. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can't apply anymore.
That's exciting.
It is exciting, dude.
I like that.
And hopefully we'll have our William Hungs, where they just are so fucking crazy.
They're their own thing.
She bang. Maybe we should hire William Hung just as an entertainment one time.
He should do your theme song, dude. He can get you a theme song. That would be great.
I'm gonna see the less hire William Hung sing a song.
What's that thing where you ask people for their birthday? Sam used to have one. A cameo. Does he have a cameo?
I bet you William Hung has a cameo.
He should.
Must, yeah, he must.
I am so excited about what the big Contender Series. I'm like, let's go, bro. Let's go.
If you can't get him, then the last mystery boss, the final boss, is an AI William Hung that you have to debate.
Yeah. So, final question. We are in a crazy place right now culturally. Whatever you think Twitter is, okay, Twitter good, Twitter bad. There's some good, there's some bad. But it seems, I tweeted this the other day, Twitter is like the 90s, where you could just say whatever you wanted to say and people had reactions to it, but it seemed to be like, you can say what you want. Let's go for it. We're now seeing, oh yeah, dude.
You can get it, Sam. You can
How
get
much is he
William Hung.
charging? Only $33?
It's been a while since William Hung was a
I don't
mainstream
care, dude.
figure.
That is gold, bro.
Also, you can't,
And there's only 8 videos at this time.
There's a lot more William Hung than there used to be.
I want to
too.
book a business lecture. Like, what is the business?
Oh no! Because there's two different. They won't. If you use it to make money, they charge more.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So if you wanted to,
So
put
it's
it
not
on
him
your thing.
telling
Yeah.
me the ways.
No,
of
like
business.
if you tell, yeah, like
How does he know the ways of business? Right?
Just get him to narrate the art of the deal. That would
So
be
if I
great.
get him to promote my business, it's $250.
Yeah, for you to put if it's a birthday, it's probably 33. But for you to say, can you tell him to go to the Contender Series? That's probably 250.
I like he has a pep talk too. So if you feel like shit, like this guy will pep talk you.
Oh,
because,
let's hear
like,
that. Play the example. Can you share it? Is it unshare?
Is it not playing? Give me a second.
Did he? I have yo hungover
You should say
today.
you're William hungover today.
Yeah,
I'm so
you missed a
obvious.
real
You missed-
opportunity.
You missed out on obvious.
Well, you know, at one point he had made more money than anybody else on American Idol.
No, I didn't know.
Because at the time they didn't contract these guys that if you didn't make it to the main one, you were you
whatever.
could go. And then he blew up, and they're like, "We missed that money."
Yep.
Oh, and so he made an independent deal that was favorable to him. I got you. Yeah.
So the question to you two is this: do you think we're entering a place culturally where old taboos are? I'm not talking sexual taboos or anything like that. I'm just talking cultural taboos of like you can't criticize certain groups is dying. And if you think it is dying, is that a good thing?
Well, I think last time we were on, we were talking about this, and we were talking because I just had Leonardo on my podcast, and we were talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I came on with you, and we were talking about how the comedians move the Overton window back. You guys are the tip of the spear in terms of like free speech in the culture, and so you guys break the mold of what you're not able to talk about, and then that tends to kind of swing the Overton window back, which is why they have to control comedy. They have to make sure that
Bingo.
that shit gets shut
Comedians
down.
and content creators, the most censored group because they can create art without bankers' money.
And it moves Overton window back away from the dystopian woke shit. So it is good that is breaking. My only concern now is like with this whole theme of this podcast ended up being like, now it's the algorithmic boss that's going to shadow ban and push shit and make, as you said, everyone dumb. The TikTok infinite stuff is just intended, the slop is there to make everybody dumb. So how we navigate this, I don't know, because our challenge is, we've grown the YouTube channel pretty well. We've almost at 200K. Twitter is doing great. We're doing, well there as well. But you're always against like this new AI algorithmic boss, and then the challenge of making high IQ content. I think we have high IQ content.
You guys are high IQ.
How do you
guys are
translate?
high value males.
How do you translate that to the tard audience? You know what I mean? Like you gotta, because like it's what you're saying with your crafting of your jokes. You're trying to do these high tier things, and it's like, no, it's poop jokes, right? So how do you translate that? That's the challenge, algorithm, and that. And if you can break through that, which I think these types of shows do, and thanks to you comedian guys for swinging the Overton window back, you guys are actually the heroes. I think it'll get better.
I think the danger is vacillating to extremes. So a couple years ago, you couldn't say anything but the J question, right? But now you have this like rabid anti-Semitism because more people are talking about the real issues of conspiracy in
So now Hitler's
that group.
cool, supposedly. Right.
So we don't want to be censored that we can't critique or point out injustices where they see them, but we also don't want to create rabid groups of people who attack
other groups.
They want the anti-Semitism now as a justification to
for
react
wars
to it.
and
Yes. So I agree with what you're saying. I think there is an overcorrection going on. I think there were groups in the 80s that had this kind of force field put over them where you weren't allowed to criticize them from the outside, Jews, gays, blacks, and women. And whatever October 7th it was and whatever Twitter is, that seems to have changed. And you're right. There's going to be an overcorrection where it's going to get into Hitler was a good guy, and he's a piece of shit. But I think that overcorrection will have a correction back to the norm. And the craziness that we've seen in progressivism that basically tells us not to believe our eyes, our ears, or the wisdom of our experiences, that will die off. It will always be there. Everyone's like, woke is trying to make a way back. It can do whatever it wants to. It doesn't mean it's going to have like the footing that it had before, because corporations have learned if they go woke, it destroys their company. So they know. So like the whole PSYOP, I always called the progressive left the American ISIS, because they were a small, well-funded extremist group that was magnified, acting like they were just this powerful group. And in reality, the truth was, during the cancel culture, couple tweets, and then the corporation would instantly react before the jury could decide whether that was an offense or not, which made it seem like they were powerful.
Yeah.
And now that's gone. And I think it's important because, again, I've said this on a bunch of podcasts, but if you can't criticize a group, and outsiders can't criticize an inside group, that inside group becomes the most extreme version of themselves. Drill rap, Zionism, OnlyFans, queer theory. It festers because there's no one going to do it. That's fucking stupid. It's like when my friend was thinking about going to college, he was either going to go to Washington or this black college, and his dad, who's black, is like, why would you go to the black college? That's not real life. That you're not just going to be dealing with black people. You're going to be you have to learn how to deal with everybody. And it turns out that's correct.
Unless you're in a relationship in a movie, then you're only dealing with black people.
Yeah, well, or you have a Verizon wireless commercial.
It is a weird thing, isn't it, that we still have black schools? That is such a weird, like...
Well, I mean, I think to the elites they're very important because they, like all colleges now, they weaponize the people.
Would you have would you be in a white college? Would you be in a white college? Johnny, would you go to a white? Well, you a beta. You a beta.
I already know what's going to happen when I go on the show.
I can't wait for that, dude.
Why
I'm so excited.
All white colleges?
Exactly. I'm going to sit down and go,
do you love white people?
Because you'll have to, for him to get you to stop doing that, he'll have to kind of break character a little bit.
I know,
you know
right?
what I mean? And I really hope you commit to it.
and I'm gonna say,
Do you love gay people? Do you love
You
the
should
gay
get
people?
on Matan's show too.
That
You
would
just
be
gotta
fun.
know how to play it.
You went on Matan.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one's entertaining.
Sam Hyde. That
Because
was fun,
it's like a 30 years comic versus a 17, 18-year-old.
troll,
It's like,
yeah.
It's just like, what are you going to say? I know how to play. I've been dealing with that.
You've been dealing with this.
My whole time. And I love him. He's a nice guy. I'm trying to get him into comedy shows, but it could go bad.
Is he in LA? Where's he
Yeah.
at? Okay.
He's in West Hollywood. Well, that's where he records.
Could you tell me who the person is? I wouldn't mind.
I'll hit up my guy and see if I can get an email for you. But it would be really funny,
It would be
dude.
fun.
And you just got to stay in the pocket.
I'll be weird. I can be weird.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
be
I'm about.
weird and have fun. One more time, where can they find you?
So, Jay Dyer, jaysanalysis.com is the website. Got a shot with all the books. Esoteric Hollywood 3 is out. If you guys are interested in my 1,000 pages of decoding of Hollywood, symbolism, esoterica, CIA, Mossad, cults, you name it. It's all there in Esoteric Hollywood 1, 2, and 3. You can also find me as the writer of the Sam Hyde Show. Shout out to Sam Hyde.
I love him.
Nice.
Thank you. We had a great first season. We're pretty much done with the first season of Sam Hyde Show.
That feminist. So you did the one with the feminists when they were there and it's like a bunch of females.
It's like
and
a
he's
talk
there.
show with feminists.
Yeah,
No. That's so MDE is World Peace. That's $1 Million Stream. That's Nick and Sam and Charles. And
I
then
love Nick.
separate. Yeah, Nick's great. And separate is Sam Hyde Show, which like if you saw Dear Elon, that popped off, had like 20 million views. Dear Vivek had like 5-10 million views. So and then all the interviews with like the dude that drinks pee and I think they had Jesse Lee Peterson. So that's Sam Hyde Show. So we've been writing for that for the first season. So you can check that out. Also, I host Alex Jones. I'll be hosting Alex Jones Friday Most Fridays, 4th hour. And you find me on Twitter under Jay Dyer. And Jamie, tell them about yours.
If you go to YouTube, you can just search up my name, Jamie Hanshaw, and my channel will come up on that. So we have a bunch of stuff coming up next month about the Dalai Lama who appeared in the Epstein files. I don't know. We could do a
And was a CIA operative, declassified CIA.
So you wouldn't believe what I found out about Tantra, about Buddhism, about the Dalai Lama, and about Tibet and all of that. It is going to be really groundbreaking, interesting stuff that no one's heard about yoga and
come on and talk about it once it's out.
Yeah. So that's going to be on my YouTube channel and all of those things we were talking about. Internet Hate Machine is the most recent one we've done, so that's a good one to check out.
Yeah, it's super interesting because, all this stuff's coming out about the Dalai Lama. All this stuff came out about Martin Luther King. And now Cesar Chavez, all this stuff's coming out. And it just is like they push fucking bad people into positions that cosplay good people.
Yep, absolutely. Gandhi was one of those.
Yeah.
Right? All the time. And then if you're actually a good person, no. In Hollywood, it's unbelievable how people just are attracted to garbage people.
Yep.
I call that the Barabbas effect.
What is that?
Like in the Gospels, or
Yeah. So when they said, "Would you like me to set free Jesus or Barabbas?" and the crowd chose Barabbas, who was
a criminal murderer guy,
murderer and thief, and
Oh,
they're like,
wow.
"We want that guy."
That's so crazy, dude. Well, guys, it was a great show. Always love to have you on. Open door whenever you want. If you guys got crash upstairs, let me know. And hey, man, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Let's break down the episode. Yeah, guys, what'd you guys think of Jamie and Jay Dyer?
Good.
We were just discussing. She wanted to be called Hanshaw, but she was so nice, she just let me call her Dyer because she knows I'm retarded.
Yeah, it was going to be Hanshaw Dyer, right? I guess. We were just talking.
But that sounds like a great cop film, Hanshaw Dyer.
I was about to say, what do you think when girls do they mix their names with their...
I don't, well, seeing that I have girls, I'm like, that's cool.
Oh yeah, because your name will.
I mean, dude,
expire.
I might have to keep pumping, dude, until I get a boy. I need my name to keep going.
But you can do the hyphenate. That's what I'm saying. Hyphenate's cool. My sister got the hyphenate. We didn't ask for it. It was her thing.
I mean,
but.
depends on how traditional the woman wants to get.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you really are like into it, then you take your husband's last name. If you're just like, I love my family. I wouldn't care if they did it.
So we were just talking before this about Iggy Azalea freestyling. I think this is it right here. You won't see it.
On the real life stuff to a runaway train. Master, she know the pants got split like a pants. Director, veteran, did like go like that. You gotta get a big ball for the rapture. Right to the road, like the roof. Chill rooftop of the wing. When I win, when I win, they good like she got hoes on call.
What the fuck?
She's just garbage, dude. Now listen,
they're trying to do subtitles on it, and it's just like one.
But everyone in the room can't hear it because it's so loud. They just hear the word "fuck" and they go nuts.
They good like she got hoes on call.
There we go.
Oh, we gotta hear this,
dude. If you listen, there's a rule. If you get enough black dick, you can drop an N-bomb here and there.
Well,
dude.
yeah. Isn't somebody going around saying that? Like, did we just have a guest on or something saying that you women who take semen like become a certain percentage? Like there's some of their DNA is altered by all the dudes that they've had blasts inside of them.
So there's a I don't know.
So
if
there's a lot of Tripolis out there.
Yeah. So there's a theory where supposedly if you bust in a girl, your DNA is in her for like a year or two.
I think. Well, she's like 80% black DNA DNA by now. So
yeah,
she's allowed to say it.
She's albino black by
let's
now.
See if she said it. Hold on.
When I win, they good like
Hold on, I'm trying to hear if she's saying the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. If you just say gobbledygook, eventually the N word's going to come out. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if you're Sam
Johnny, will you send me that audio? I want that to be your ringtone when you call it.
Should that be the theme song for Broken Sim? Is the question.
Put that in there.
Master, she know the pants got the feel like a jet. Director, best you did like go like that, your best. You gotta get a big back to the rapture. Right, you stroke like a blow like a wind. Catch your rooftop in the wind. When I win, I win. Got hoes on, come through, take a protocol. Just damaging, that's my protocol. These many trillions of slow, no camera. I don't care who you are. No killer rap, gotta give it to you raw. Bitch, one point, when the piece me a joint, gotta twist this beat. I'm spraying my joint. Try to crack rap. Walk to the pop, who knows you the rest? You know, digging in, you do it. It's Iggy, not Jigga.
And dude, she looks like she's killing it too. Like her confidence level
because
is
her
10 out of 10.
retards love her.
Oh my god!
I'm
big,
so she
ass.
does the song "I'm So Fancy," and then the next episode, then the next one, all these female black rappers are like, "She's a culture vulture," and it just all went away.
Yeah, they did. They killed it. Yeah, they killed her kind of.
She moved.
Now.
She like just ran away from home at 16, went to New York, banged every black guy that said he owned a record label, and then she's like, "What about bang down ding oh hang on hang on bang bang bang."
What a legend! What a legend! You got any dates, Sam? I heard you did.
Yeah, go to samtripoli.com, hit up the dates. Wingo dingo bunga dingo.
We're gonna do that on stage at Batavia.
That should be you don't get rid of the opening. Just make that the ending.
I'll put it under the open, like, and you'll just hear her under. They're like, if
that works, I would love that. Batavia this week.
Thursday.
I'm there tonight.
You're there Thursday. Holy crap!
Yeah. No. Sorry. This is next week. Next week is Batavia, Raleigh, Atlanta. By the way, go into Magic City if you want to come join me. Hamilton, Toronto.
Is Howie going to be there?
Yeah.
Howie, go find Howie and Sam.
He already said he's going to Magic City. Dallas, Fort Worth, Huntington. My special, I am shooting it on May 22nd. Then I'm going June. I'm going to Albuquerque. And then the 1000th episode. Then Kansas. Then Tulsa, and then finishing it out at the mothership in Austin. Thank you. Bingo, wingo, wingo, dingo, wingo, bingo,
Dude, it's
dingo.
the funniest piece of footage. It's so funny, bro.
All my premium content, guys. You guys got to check it out. The best stuff. We had a Kurt and Sam, a return of Kurt and Sam. Then whatever this is one of the best. Deep Conspiracy Rewinds. Cash Days, talk about it.
Yeah, how he's been... in this rough economy with the Iran war, sending everything in the random directions. He's doing it. It's a good place to learn how to prepare for retirement. That's he just gave it away there, didn't he?
I go up, did he?
Yeah, he said he's buying spy calls. Buy some spy calls now. If you wanna,
buy some spy calls and don't even bother buying the Patreon.
Why would you? No, but it's really there's a Discord of people that are just sharing ideas. It's kind of like Wall Street Bets, but with people who aren't just total degenerates.
Yeah, people making money.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back. Things are moving for Chaos Twins. I should have a definitive time when it's going to drop.
That light rail to San Francisco and then Chaos Twins.
Okay. Go back down. We got Tinfoil Hat t-shirts. Love it. Go down. How could he get my news? Bang. One of the best shirts of all time. Tinfoil Hat Flat Earth. Look at everybody on it. That's how old this shirt is. Tim Dillon was just blowing up.
Ariana Grande's on it. It's a flat earth. It's a great episode.
Duncan Trussell's on it.
Trump's on it. Hillary's on it.
Gotta get Duncan back on.
Anytime. I'd love that. Yeah, I have to hit him up, see if he'll do the show.
Of course he would.
Yeah,
last 3 of these available.
He's doing stand-up with Jason Tebow. He'll
that poor guy.
It's all sold out. There's only a small left.
Only 3 left of these. So you guys want
Are you a twink in need of a t-shirt? Come.
Twink's gonna twink, bro.
$20 will take it home.
Twinks be twinking, dude. Go back down. Nope. Go back to the actual website. Bumfardo.
It's so funny.
And buy gold and silver, guys. Wolfpack Gold, Mineral King, helping him out, making it happen. Hydrogen brown gas, Harley Ray, get your crystals, your candles, everything. I took my chemical-free body today. Bang. My supplements, banging it out. Joel Staley, EMF rocks. Prometheus, EMF rocks if you're trying to stop the dirty electricity. I've been trying to get him on this $1 billion idea. I'm going to follow up on it. Prometheus, Brain Supreme, all great stuff. Anything else?
Check out my podcast, Extreme Marks the Spot. I go live. I did my first solo live. Go check me out Friday nights.
Nice. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter at Johnny Woodard, at Johnny A. Woodard on Instagram. I exist. Hoes on Paul.
It's almost like that.
I don't care who you are. I made one line up.
Well, you also have to throw in there that she's Australian. So nobody knows what she's saying anyways. On top of that, she's just making sounds.
I don't know. Yeah.
She sounds like Yellow Wolf. You ever listen to Yellow Wolf?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
If you listen to Yellow Wolf and
what is that? Is that
Travis Barker?
He's a rapper.
He's a white rapper. There's moments where he's actually saying words. She sounds like she's trying to do Yellow Wolf, but I'm sure that might be for her. Anything else, guys?
I have a question for.
Oh, you need to go and check out our YouTube channel. Freaking freak.
But wait up, I have a question for Johnny. My co-host watches Broken Sim, and she was also.
Sorry, apologies, sir.
She's also a GATE kids program, and she wanted me to ask you.
She's a kids program.
A GATE. She went to GATE like you.
The
GATE
yes,
program.
yeah.
And she said that on Broken Sim, you woke up your girlfriend, like. You sat there. Yeah.
That's weird.
I know. She was weirded out by that, but she says she can do that as well sometimes. But she wanted me to ask you, do you ever dream about the mall world?
Chili?
Yeah. Do you ever dream about the mall world? She says that she has another friend that's
like a mall?
Like a mall, like a dream
like
about
a
the
shopping mall.
Yeah, that's what she told me to ask
like
you.
underground, like mole people.
Mall world. She said mall world place. Does he dream about that? She said
in a mall, like a shopping mall.
Yeah. No?
I don't think so.
Did you drank the pink drink, right?
Yeah, there was some weird. I don't.
When you interviewed Chili, did you ask her cup size?
She's gonna love that question.
Guys, go to Tinfoil Hat too on YouTube. Tinfoil Hat Official.
Yeah.
Get those numbers up. It would be nice if someone listened to it. And
well, the problem is we're being undercut by that other channel. That's the Clips channel. People are posting on our shit like,
go to the Clip channel.
This is a rerun. Yeah, look, it even comes up in the recommended search. Tinfoil Hat Clips. It's like the first one to come up when you type.
It's all right.
I mean, it's not like it's going way better, dude.
No, but it's
taking some.
It's the same though. Look, it's 5,000 views on that one that just came out.
It's so crazy. The episodes you think would just blow up.
It's YouTube. It's what YouTube shows people.
He
dude.
even
It's
put up
all
the
that.
Danny Jones episode. That's good. That's what's up. Give you a little bit more clout.
Yeah. All right.
That's so interesting.
Guys, enjoy the highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and boy, there's a big development. This is the 49ers have, and this is Kittle, their tight end, have a stadium right next to this substation for electricity.
Yes, of course.
And they're one of, if not the most injured teams in the NFL. Now,
in the last 5 years, they're the most injured team. And this year they were third, and the bartender at the comedy store started screaming at me.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
This is one of the things he's screaming about.
Yeah, I forgot you said that.
Nobody said that. Nobody's proved it. I'm like, and he's the nicest guy, but he went Agent Smith on me real quick.
So John Lynch, the GM, kind of poo-pooed it, and then the NFL debunked it. But this is a bombshell from Kittle, who's a player there.
Oh, you turned it off. You muted it.
Okay, all right.
The electromagnetic fields next to the San Francisco 49ers training facility is the reason why there have been so many injuries on the team, because it's causing
it is, isn't it?
softening muscle tissue.
Gatorade.
Some
collagen thing.
That is the theory, right? Yep. What is your take on this conspiracy theory?
Let's see. I think one of my teammates put it really good, Kyle Juszczyk, our fullback, and he said, as a professional athlete, you're always trying to get 1% better. Like, is this ice tub? Is this rehab recovery thing? Is this red light therapy? Does it make me 1% better? Because then you can stack all those up and you're, hey, you're 3% better than the next guy because you're doing all this stuff. If something's affect you like negatively 0.25%, you'd want to know about it. Like whether it's, hey, this type of cleat is hurting me, this type of shoulder pads is like increasing my risk to get hurt, you'd probably change that. So I think all we're saying is, as players, is like, we would just like to look into it to make sure it's not something.
Right.
That's what I would just appreciate. Like, hey, this isn't going to affect you guys. And then if they come out and they do some research, like, no, you guys are good, then I don't think we'll think about it. Now, one thing that messes me up with it, this is tough. My rookie season, there used to be trees in between the electrical substation.
Have you heard this?
And our practice facility.
This is crazy.
And there's a fence there too. And above the fence, all the trees had no leaves on them, year round.
That's kind of weird.
All dead. There's a couple bunches of leaves every once in a while. And it was like that. No one notices it until you point it out to people. Like, I didn't point it out to Coach Shanahan until like 2021.
Yeah.
Like, a vet pointed out to me my rookie season. I was like, that's kind of weird. Yeah, it is what it is. But then this year, the NFL came in and cut them all down.
Oh,
so they're not there anymore, so no one can see them. So it's only us vets that know that was the truth. I don't think.
Dude, that's crazy, bro.
I love that. Hey, listen, he's saying something, try not to get in trouble.
Yes.
And he said, we just want you to check into it. They're never going to check into it. You know why? Because that's going to cost millions and millions of dollars. You guys are just passing through, sadly. You guys are passing through. Now you guys just signed, what's his face? From Tampa, the wide receiver.
Oh, Mike Evans. Huh?
Mike, who has an injury history, you're bringing him into radioactivity.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Good luck on that. I wouldn't.
Dude, yeah, because they were between a rock and a hard place. Because on one side you have a whatever power company that is, so they have to now admit that radiation from an electrical substation causes disease or something.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen. That's a multi-billion dollar, and that has multi-billion dollar implications. And then you have hundreds of millions of dollars implied if they have to move the stadium. So it's like
they're never going to move the
happen.
stadium.
Yeah,
They'll shut down that thing and pay for it to move.
Yeah,
but they're never going to drop the amount of money that would take it to happen.
I bet you it quietly moves a couple of years from now. That substation gets relocated and just
and what poor place is going to get that?
Yeah, some poor neighborhood.
Dude, I wouldn't sign with the 49ers for all the tea in China. And it's a lot of tea, John.
That's a lot of tea, bro.
Imagine if all the tea in China just got dumped at your house. Your neighbors be like, what the hell?
Bro, that's a lot of tea.
Johnny, look up how much tea is in China.
How much? Okay, I'll ask ChatGPT. How much tea is in China, bro? An insane amount, bro. China is the number one tea producer on Earth by a mile. China produces 3 million metric tons of tea.
Dude, how many blocks would that be?
How many blocks? What do you mean a block?
Like a neighborhood block. How much would it just bury your block? I mean, dude, if someone gave you all the tea in China.
Well, that's a weird question because how high are you stacking it?
Stack it.
But tell me how high.
You got to stack it so it doesn't keep falling down.
No, just like 6 feet high, like as tall as a person?
Yeah, we'll go 6 feet high.
Okay. This is the dumbest. How many? Just let's ask retarded questions at ChatGPT. How many neighborhood blocks would that fill if you stacked them 6 feet high? ChatGPT's like, I don't know. I've never been asked something that's stupid before. All right, let's sanity check this with some back of the napkin math. China produces 3 million metric tons for a year. That's a shit ton.
Is that a butt ton, a crap ton, or a shit ton?
That's a shit ton. If you stack it 6 feet high, that would be about 740 city blocks.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that'd be the whole valley.
Thanks for that, Sam. We needed that information.
Fun facts with Johnny Woodard and ChatGPT.
All right, so it's gonna look like we're just hammering on a certain type of person right now.
We are.
I promise that we're not doing it intentionally. They're just having a bad week.
Yeah.
So this was Glenn Greenwald on, and I didn't. This is something that's been true for a long time that I hadn't heard about. So this is Glenn Greenwald on Tucker again, talking some insane shit right here.
Run the jewels fast. Say again, run the.
It never got a lot of attention, and it drives me very crazy to this day because it's so preposterous, and it really predates October 7th. I would say it's now up to 35 or 36 states in the United States, the vast majority of which are red states, but not all, that have enacted laws that make it a requirement if you want a government contract that you certify that you do not support a boycott of Israel. And a lot of people who had contracts before this law was passed ended up getting fired because they refused. There have been hurricane relief aid that cities have conditioned on signing a form that says you don't support a boycott of Israel.
Think of that.
There have been all kinds of firings in universities for people who criticize Israel. So it's been developing for quite a while. It's not like it just started.
Hurricane relief was predicated on a signed statement that you don't support a boycott for Israel. In other words, you don't even have to be.
Boy, that's going to fuel a lot of anti-Semitism right there.
Oh, that's going to fuel a lot of anti-Semitism. Oh, my God, they didn't do anything.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
Es hora de Primer Impacto, con las noticias más increíbles e impactantes de la televisión. Primer Impacto desde esta tarde a las 6 por Univisión Puerto Rico.
Guns and kick down my door. I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
What's up? Shout out to Joseph Edgar Foreman, also known as Afro Man.
I was gonna clean my room until I got high.
What's up, man? If you guys haven't heard, he is an American hero. We just dropped Cesar Chavez and picked up Afro Man, homie, and I am super down with that. 5 and 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need. We can go. He won his constitutional right for freedom of speech. If you guys haven't known, he was sued by the Adams County Sheriff's Department for raiding his house. Didn't find shit, dog. Raided his house, broke his front gate. They were messing around. Supposedly, this fool had a basement in his house. Basement doesn't even exist. His house doesn't even contain a basement. They went in there trying to find narcotics, major narcotics. I guess it was an informant, but they can't give the informant's name, so it was all bullshit. But they did have a warrant, so it was kind of legal at the end of the fucking day. But these fools came in hot with no proof of shit, dog. They were looking for everything. They were looking in between his, you know, those your coats. In between the pockets, they found $5,000. It was a shit show, and I got a bunch of clips that I was like, because I went deep down the rabbit hole. I mean, not that deep, because I'm not gonna lie, it was 3 days of trials, 3 full days, and each of them was about 3 hours. I watched the last full day, and it's nuts, dude. They say the F word, and I'm not talking fuck. They said the F word in court. I don't know how these fools weren't laughing. It's a shit show, dog. Well, shout out to fucking Afro Man, dog. American hero. I was talking to Sam. He's fucking stoked. He can't believe this shit fucking happened. It's funny because they wanted to blow this shit off. So like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys a couple of these fucking clips just so you guys know what I'm talking about. This is one of his where's the house I had? Where's the house? Where's the gate? Like I said, they broke down his gate. So this motherfucker went out there, repaired his gate in like a weird kind of way, but he gave him a little bit of a shout out. Where the fuck's his gate, dog? Oh, there it is. Check this out. Is it this one? No, it's not. God damn it. Oh, there it is. Check this one out.
This is just a beautiful gate here. I just want to go back to this work on the gate with the officers. It definitely shows your support for law enforcement by having some of them. You got law enforcement right on your gate.
I don't have them on here getting beat up, and
right.
You know, I don't have them. You know, they're doing their jobs.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'm doing mine, just being positive in bad negative times.
Bro, it's crazy. Like I'm telling you, you guys got to look into this case. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it because they were suing him for like about $4 million. It was 7 of the, I don't know how many there were to be honest, but 7 of the sheriffs that raided his house wanted to sue him. There was a bunch of them. He named all of them. Like he made songs for every single one of these offers. There was Officer Pound Cake. It's so hilarious because in between the raid, one of these officers looks down at the fucking pound cake, like a fucking fat pig, like they usually are, and he was hungry. And this fool makes a whole song about it, calls one of them Officer Pound Cake. Then he's got the Hunchback, and then he got Lisa Low, Lick 'em Low Lisa, bro. This is one of the fucking female officers that goes in there, and she's a fucking bitch because she went into this house and she started unplugging his recording device or his surveillance system. And it's just bad because, wait up, which one should I play first? I'm going to play that bitch crying. Wait up. It's bad. Where's that bitch crying, dog? So you guys can see how fucking funny it was. And it's funny because the court just played it. The court just played the video. Like there was really no reason. I mean, they played the video. They didn't really ask questions. She's there crying. And I guess it's like a big deal because they live in a very, they live in Adams County, which is in Ohio. And it's a very small population. We're talking about like 50,000 people live there or so, which is very fucking small. And I guess they were getting harassed, like for real harassed. I guess they go to the grocery stores and they call the cop Lemon Pound Cake. One of the officer's kids went in there and said, "Hey, I heard the song about Afro Man talking about you." It gets pretty deep, but at the end of the day, it's fucking freedom of speech, dog. You went in his house, broke down his gate, stole money from the fucking homie, and he used it to his benefit, created some fucking music. And it's funny because you did the styron out of something effect. The styron, I don't even fucking know. But you wanted to fucking bury this shit down, and all you did is fucking blow it up, dog. His Instagram's going crazy. I'm gonna play this clip of this bitch crying, dog. It's kind of like, I kind of feel bad, but at the end of the day, you fucking don't. These are like crocodile tears.
Lick 'em low, Lisa. She raided my house. She disconnected my cameras. Then she went down on my spouse. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Y'all keep on laughing. She gonna eat your wife's pussy. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like the Adams County Sheriff Department.
Play the whole fucking song. It's kind of crazy. The court plays the whole song.
Husband was complaining because she was munching on their wife's carpet.
She looks like a hardcore lesbian, dog. Super dykey ass chick, bro. Super.
Lisa lick 'em slow. Lisa lick 'em fast. Lisa lick that pussy. Lisa lick that ass. Lick 'em low.
Bro, it sucks to fucking be her, homie. It sucks to be there in court and they have to play this shit and then you end up
homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hack, tinfoil hack, tinfoil hack.